Wisconsin.
No one expects to have to face criminal or traffic charges, yet it happens. Turn to us for our experience in dealing with local, state, and federal authorities when the power of the government is accusing you of breaking the law. Fight back with quality representation, whether in working for a fair resolution or in arguing before a jury.
Hertel, White, Johnson & Schilling, the full-service law firm for West Central Wisconsin. 834-3155.
Hi, I'm Jim Nielsen from Nielsen Ford Mercury in Bloomer. And now's your chance to save even more in your next new F-Series, Ranger, Bronco, or Explorer. We're having our December closeout sale on all new trucks in stock. Choose from over 60 vehicles. Check our selection and prices before your next purchase. You'll see why Nielsen Ford is a step ahead of the competition.
The December closeout sale on now through December 31st only at Nielsen Ford Mercury in Bloomer.
Isn't Nielsen Ford better? We think so.
The Los Angeles Raiders huddling on the far side of the field with their coach Art Shell, now in his 5th season with the Los Angeles Raiders. 44 wins, 30 losses, and no ties right up to this point. 9-5 on the season. Well, they say it's a cold, cruel world out there, and the way the weather's changing, that's true in more ways than one. So prepare for the changing seasons by picking up a pair or two of genuine Wells Lamont gloves. Wells Lamont, stubborn about quality since 1907. Tough quarterback for the Los Angeles Raiders in Jeff Hostetler.
That's right, Jim, and that's been the downfall of the Raiders over the past few years, but a lot more consistency this year with Hostetler.
Don Kielizewski is our Bud Packer payoff contestant here in the first quarter. He is from South 27th Street in Milwaukee. He's already won a 48-quart Budweiser cooler, and if the Packers score from at least 62 yards away in a single play, he's got to call back within 6 minutes and 20 seconds at 414-799-1620 in order to win $620. The kickoff will come from Chris Jackie, who just signed a new contract this week. Back deep is Willie Gault on the far side of the field, and on this near side for the Los Angeles Raiders is a running back, I believe. And here is the kickoff, and this is a bouncer. Willie Gault lets it be picked up at the 9-yard line. Back to the 20 and through a hole. Watch out, on his feet to the 40. And the Raider running back is down the sidelines and out of bounds. It's number 86, Rahib Ishmael. I beg your pardon. It was Ishmael who ran it back in a long way, and they get position at the Packer 44-yard line. He burst right through a hole.
I might add, Jim, Chris Jackie fell down on that kickoff, lost his footing, and that in itself is an indication of the field condition in the middle of the field today.
So the Raiders will take over with a key first down, and I beg your pardon because I couldn't see the number on this near side of the field. First down at the 44-yard line for the Los Angeles Raiders. Tim Brown splits off wide right. Alexander Wright is to the left side out of an I formation. Nick Bell is one of their running backs. Now they put their tight end Ethan Horton, who catches a lot of passes, over on the left side. And Hostetler on a handoff up the middle, and it goes to Nick Bell. And he's down to about the 41-yard line for a gain of about 3 yards. One of the Packer problems today, Max, is they just have run out of people as far as linebackers are concerned. It's getting thin in practically every position.
Bruce Pop playing inside today, Jim, and that's a very unusual position for him, and it really weakens their pass rush because he's so great from the outside.
It'll be a second down for the Los Angeles Raiders, and about 7 yards to go. And now the referee steps up and stops it. I think this is the first time this crew has ever worked in Green Bay. The ball got away a little bit at the 41-yard line, and the referee came up. The reason I say that, the people who normally work with him say, I don't ever recall working with these people. All right, it's going to be a second down and 7. Horton goes in motion to the right side, and Hostetler to throw. Looks to the left, now comes back to the right. And it is caught out there by Tim Brown, and he's going to be stopped by Terrell Buckley at about the 36-yard line. Now let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Green Bay Packer Radio Network.
The Chippewa Valley's home for Green Bay Packer football. Z100 and Sports Radio 1400. WBIZ AM and FM, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls.
That for Tim Brown, Max, was his 63rd catch of the year, which sounds like a lot until you talk about Sterling Sharp, who's caught 99.
Yeah, I think you're right. Tim Brown, though, averages a lot more per catch, and he's probably going to the Pro Bowl.
Third down and about 2. The handoff goes to Bell, and Bell is going to be stopped short of the first down. He is about 2 yards shy. It'll be fourth down. But if you're the Raiders, you might want to go on fourth down at the 35. This is going to be a near impossible try for a field goal. It is fourth down, and there's still 2 yards to go. and a near impossible try for a field
No,
goal.
I punt the ball, Jim. You want, with the cold weather
that's exactly
conditions,
what's
you want
gonna
to put them in a hole. Maybe they fumble or something, but you don't. On the first series, I don't think you go for anything tricky.
Jeff Gossett comes in. He's averaging 42 yards a kick, but he hasn't kicked in this kind of weather yet this season. So he'll be back and standing at about the midfield stripe. Pretty good defensive stance by the Packers right there. And Gossett gets a good snap from center. Here is the kick as the Packers come after it, and the ball is going to go over into the end zone, and the Packers get a pretty good break and get the ball at the 20-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Packers. We'll remind you that all rights to this broadcast are reserved. Any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Green Bay Packers Incorporated is prohibited. So the Raiders go on defense. They're led on that defensive line by Howie Long, a 13-year veteran out of Louisville. Chester McLaughlin out of Clemson. Long is out of Villanova, I beg your pardon. Nolan Harrison is a third-year player out of Indiana. And the right end is Greg Townsend. He's awfully good out of TCU. And they have excellent linebackers. It is a first down for the Packers out of an I formation. Now they shift it from their own 20-yard line. Don't want to make any mistakes in this game. Here is the handoff. It goes to Darrell Thompson. He gets a couple of yards to about the 22. He is hit down underneath there by the Raiders. They don't let him get away. Got a couple of people on top of him at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a second down and 8. So far, the game has just kind of progressed like most of them do at this stage.
That's right, especially with two teams that really don't run the ball very well, Jim. That's why the Raiders were unable to advance. They couldn't run the ball, so the Packers stopped them. Now the Packers are starting off with a run, and they didn't get much.
Clayton splits off to the right side. Sterling Sharp, who is looking for his 100th catch of the season on the first catch he makes today. Thompson goes in motion to the right. Here's Favre on the pitch back to Edgar Bennett. Cuts it up on the left side. Gets to about the 25-yard line. And a gain of 3. He is ripped down at the 25. He is just trying to get a little edge in the running room. Wasn't able to do that. Harrison brings him down at about the 25. So it'll be a third down. Into the lineup comes Lewis, and Robert Brooks is back after that separated shoulder that he suffered down in Chicago. He is back and ready to go for the Green Bay Packers.
And that'll be a help for the Packers. That adds some speed not only on the return teams, but out there at wide receiver.
Third down and 5 for the Packers. They put Terry McDaniel over on the right side against Sterling Sharp. On the third down play, here's Brett Favre. He sends a man in motion to the left side, and Robert Brooks. Favre straight back in the pocket. Good protection. Now he's going to throw a screen if he can get away. He does get the ball upfield to Darrell Thompson. He can't get away from the defender, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. That's really well played by the Los Angeles Raiders' Eddie Anderson, who pushed him out of bounds, didn't let the screen ever really develop.
Yeah, not a good-looking screen at all, Jim. Was not set up well, and, that could even go as far down as inexperienced offensive linemen that haven't. All this timing is built up in training camp, and all at once you got a different offensive line, and that really affects your screens.
Ryan Wagner averaging 43.4 yards per kick. Will do the punting here. A single return man for the Los Angeles Raiders. That's Tim Brown, and he broke the game open last week with a punt return against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Boy, did they have a bitter little battle down in Los Angeles last week. Here is the kick by Wagner. This baby just kind of hanging up, and Brown's going to grab it at the 40-yard line, trying to get to the outside of the 45, and tripped up at the 49-yard line. And the Raiders get good field position. We'll get a timeout on the field. There is no score in the ball game. We'll be back after we pause for this on the Packer Radio Network.
If the sounds of the woods are calling.
Both teams have had the football once, and the Raiders continue to have the excellent field position there at the Packer 49-yard line as they begin this drive. I want to remind you that today's game is being brought to you by Mills Fleet Farm, where they invite you to shop their home center departments for all your home improvement needs. The quarterback is Jeff Hostetler, 6'3", 220 pounds, in his 9th year from West Virginia. Nick Bell is one of the running backs at 6'2", 250 pounds, in his 3rd year out of Iowa. They begin with a little staggered I formation. Horton will line up as the tight end to the right side on a first down play from the 49. Here's Hostetler back to throw. Hostetler looking, got a lot of time. Now it breaks down on him, and Reggie White knocks it down at the 46-yard line. He tried to come over the middle, and Reggie actually didn't even have to raise his arm. It hit him about shoulder length high, and he knocked the ball down.
I'll tell you, though, Hostetler had plenty of time to throw the football. Nobody open. Good play by the Packers secondary.
He has completed 204 out of 360 passes for 2,876 yards. That's 57%. 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and 31 times he's been sacked. Second down and 10. They split a man off to the right side, and Alexander Wright. And this guy can absolutely fly in his 4th year out of Auburn. And he's quicker than Tim Brown. Can you imagine that? The Heisman Trophy winner from Notre Dame. Second down and 10 for the Raiders. Hostetler straight back in the pocket. Now looks, dumps the ball up over the middle. It's caught by Brown. He gets to the outside and slips down after he gets the first down at about the 40.5-yard line. Slipped down in front of a defender, Reggie White. Now, Tim Brown, that's a strange place for him to be, just in that little area between the linebackers and the defensive line.
I think that's a takeoff off of the Packer offense, Jim. They try to get somebody lost in the middle there after everybody's clearing out and let them have it and run the ball, and that's what he did there. And you notice he slipped down. This field's going to get worse because it's freezing every minute, and by the end of this game, it'll be like glass.
First down at the Packer 40-yard line. First down of the ball game, recorded by the Los Angeles Raiders. High formation. The up back is Steve Smith on this formation for the Raiders. They got a couple of elephant backs back there. They give it to the second man through. That's Nick Bell, and he's going to be brought down at about the 39-yard line. Nick Bell's the big guy. Steve Smith is the up back, and he is 6'1", 240 pounds. He's a little guy compared to Bell, who's 6'2", 250 pounds.
You know, Bell, when you say elephant backs, he runs similar to an elephant in speed.
That's true.
To be honest with you.
The line is Perry on the left tackle, Steve Wisniewski the left guard, Don Mosbar is the center, Max Montoya is the right guard, and Bruce Wilkerson is the right tackle for the Raiders. It will be a second down and 10. Split the two running backs behind the quarterback, who is Jeff Hostetler. Hostetler's a big kid, too, 6'2", 220 pounds. Hostetler on second down, goes straight back in the pocket. Here comes a blitz after him. He stepped up in front of the blitz. Now comes up over the middle and missed his intended receiver, who appeared to be Alexander Wright. He was the one trying to get lost in the middle that time, just as Tim Brown did the time before. They blitzed Bryce Pop up the right side, Max, but he didn't get anywhere near the quarterback. Hostetler just stepped up inside the pocket.
Again, perfect protection, Jim. When you can step up inside that pocket, you keep your eye down the field. That's going to be trouble for the Packers if they don't get a little better rush. So far, White's not doing much on the inside.
James Jett, what an appropriately named guy this is. Every time he catches the ball, Max, it's for 25 yards.
Not a bad average.
No, it isn't. Third down and 10. The Raiders at the Packer 40-yard line. No score here in the first quarter of the game. The Packers may have jumped offside. No, they didn't throw the flag.
Yes,
they did throw the flag. And the ball is knocked down as the Raiders try to throw it upfield. And we got an injured, well, not an injured player, but knocked down is Hostetler on the play.
Tony Bennett coming around from the outside, leveled Hostetler, but he got the pass away, but the Packers were offside.
Packers were offside, called on both sides of the field. I don't think the guy on this side was going to throw his flag until the other guy flipped his.
I thought they might have gotten back. I'd like to see a replay.
It was close. It was very close on the play. And I'm going to watch it right here in front of us. No, they're not showing it on that particular instance of anybody offsides. This is the other play, I think, before that. So it is going to be a third down and 5 from the 35 for the Raiders. The Raiders with a 9-5 record. We have 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and no score in the ball game. Splitting wide to the right is the Rocket. He is very wide right against Terrell Buckley. And here is Hostetler. He sends a man in motion to this near side in Tim Brown and reverses him, and staying with him is Roland Mitchell. Here's Hostetler coming over the middle and threw it behind the intended receiver. A quick slant play, and that play was not well thrown by Hostetler. It was intended for James Jett, and he was there, but the pass was too high.
That was, I would say, weather-related, Jim.
Yeah.
It looked like that ball may not have come out of his hands. Hostetler let it go, and it's way over the receiver's head.
So on fourth down, they bring on the kicking team again. The Packer defensive unit has done a good job down inside its own territory. The Raiders, by the way, come in with a +2 as far as giveaway takeaways are concerned. Anytime you're above the level mark, you've done pretty well all season long. All right, it'll be kicked again by Jeff Gussett. Standing at the 49, gets a good snap. Whoa, he kicked almost right into a couple of people.
A good kick,
and aims it for the sidelines, and it is going to go out of bounds at the 4. You know what? He turned, and there were two guys coming into from that left side, his right, and he almost kicked right into them. But we'll get a timeout on the field, and there is no score in the ball game. Back after this word from your local station here on the Packer Radio Network. Max, I don't know what to say about this. The captain's come into our booth. The captain left the field. The ship is sinking, and the captain left the ship.
It must be the field position.
Fuzzy Thurston has joined us. Congratulations on being the honorary captain. All right.
Fuzzy's birthday this week, going to be 60.
Shh, don't say how old he's going to be.
Well, he's a little over that, but what the heck.
Want to remind you, Packer fans, this break in the action is a good time for you to break open an ice-cold Budweiser and enjoy that crisp, clean, classic taste. Proud to be your Bud. All right, you got to work your way out of the 4-yard line, and the Packers with a first down. No score in the ball game. Here's a man in motion to this near side. He reverses and goes back. That appears to be Chimura, who's playing today. Favre is in the end zone. Now he has to run the ball. Comes up sidearm to Sterling Sharp, and it's incomplete. Sterling trying to take the ball to the inside at about the 15-yard line, and knocked down on the play is the quarterback, Brett Favre. Big old guy came from behind and knocked him down. That was Nolan Harrison, 6'5", 285.
I'll tell you, Jim, it was a great play by Favre, even though a little bit dangerous. Sharp, I believe, if he'd have been looking for it, might have caught it.
By the way, did you see what we got this week? We got a Christmas card from the Los Angeles Raiders. It talks about friendship and greetings and goodwill and all of that. Now they're out there trying to hit our guys.
I was going to say, and don't ever turn your back on them either.
It's going to be a 2nd down and 10 from the 5-yard line. The Packers have been in deep in their own territory here in the early part of the game. Here's Edgar Bennett trying to drive straight forward. Gets up to about the 10-yard line. Good move by Edgar Bennett for a gain of about 5 to make it a 3rd down and 5 for the Green Bay Packers. No score in the game. 8 minutes and 41 seconds to go. The Packers need a win here today, and they need a loss either by Detroit, Minnesota, or New Orleans, and they would be in the playoffs. But the key is you must win.
That's right. Must win today, and I could almost, you just know that one of those other teams are going to get beat. So just win today and get packed for Miami.
But understand that you had a very difficult assignment in winning here today. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. The Los Angeles Raiders with the defensive field, and back goes Favre to throw. He swings it off here to the right side, caught by Bennett. 1st down, 20, and out of bounds at the 24. What a nice play. Well run, well conceived, and the Packers get a key 1st down.
Well, that is a key, Jim. They have yet to be out where they could do anything. Now they're out on the 23-yard line. Maybe they can get some offense going, but they need to change this field position.
282nd completion of the season for quarterback Brett Favre of the Green Bay Packers. And it puts the ball at the 23-yard line with a 1st down. Robert Brooks comes out. We were talking about Robert Brooks earlier. Wouldn't you hate to have that bad shoulder and hit the ground on a day like today?
Well, you probably wouldn't even feel it. It's kind of like you don't notice injuries when you're so cold till you wake up the next day.
1st down for the Packers at the 23-yard line. Man in motion is Sterling Sharp. Favre's going to throw on 1st down. Got some protection. Now it breaks down, and he slides through to the 25, gets to the outside to the 30, and slides down at the 33-yard line.
Oh, 9 yards.
Derek Hoskins is up to stop him at the 33. Now we got some pushing and shoving going on between the Raiders' middle linebacker Joe Kelly and number 52 for the Packers, who is Frank Winters. Frank, pick on a guy. Let's see, Kelly's 6'2", 230. Well, Frank's the bigger guy, so it's okay.
That's right. You know, Favre showed some good moves there, Jim. He decided to run, and when he did, he juked a couple of guys and got up there near a 1st down.
Mike Barron and his brother Dan are here today. Hello to their father in Rhinelander and father-in-law as well. Okay, well, we hope they all are enjoying the ball game today. 1st down, or 2nd down rather, and a yard for the Packers. And the handoff goes straight ahead to Edgar Bennett. He dives to about the 34, and that may be enough for a 2nd 1st down by the Packers. They're going to mark the ball down somewhere around the 34-yard line. It is their 1st down, says the referee today, and the referee today is Ron Blum. Ron Blum said, of all the places I could have gone today, you send me up here where it's 0.
I was going to say, did you say this is the first game they've ever done in Green Bay?
I don't know it's the first they've ever done, but some of the folks down there who work with him on the sidelines, John Rizzo, said he doesn't remember working with this crew. So it's a 1st down at the 34-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. No score in the ball game.
I wonder how they choose where they send these guys this late in the year.
I don't know. It's whether you've been a good bad. Did he get coal in his stocking? Is that what you're saying for Christmas? Here's Favre back to throw. Comes up over the middle.
Interference.
And Kelly is thrown for the interference call. Joe Kelly has West all wrapped up when the ball comes up over the middle. And this lineman back here finally threw the flag. And there wasn't any question, at least to us. Maybe it will be on a replay, but it seemed that Kelly had him wrapped up long before the ball ever got there.
Well, thank goodness for John Alderton. He's the official who threw that flag, Jim. And the others didn't have a courage to throw it, but he saw it and threw it.
So it is going to be a 1st down automatically for the Packers on the pass interference call against Joe Kelly, the middle linebacker.
Well, you know, it's not a big gain, really, so it doesn't make a big difference. It's only a 3, so it's 1st down from 3 yards further down the field.
Well, we've already seen a little bit of this intimidation. You know what? And it was interesting to talk with Mike Holmgren. I told you about the ball game last week against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay came out to be the aggressor against the Raiders, which is maybe the wrong thing to do. And they got themselves into a lot of trouble through that all day long. And it appeared Mike Holmgren thought that was a bad strategy. And I think the Packers are not going to have that kind of a strategy here today. Darrell Thompson trying to drive straight ahead off the left tackle position. Gets maybe a couple of yards to about the 40-yard line, where it becomes a 2nd down. got a lot of notes of people who wanted to be remembered here today, Max, on this Christmas holiday. And I do want to make sure that I get some of them in, especially Alvina Kao, lives in the Rutledge home in Chippewa Falls. She'll be 95 on January 18th, and she remains a true Packer fan to this day. Listens to all of the ball games. Alvina Kao, happy birthday on the 28th to all of you.
And somewhere along the line, there's a very special message requested.
Oh, yeah, I got to give that one here in a minute or two. Second down and 8. Here's Favre back to throw. Now Favre stepping up, throws the ball
wide
on
open.
The sideline, Sterling sharp at the 40 to the 35-yard line. And the game will now be stopped. Sterling Sharp becomes the first player ever in the history of the National Football League to catch 100 passes in successive seasons, and that's being acknowledged by the crowd with a standing ovation for Sterling Sharp.
I'll tell you, that's a tremendous accomplishment, Jim, and Sterling is going to take the ball and get right back to the game, but that's a sign of one of the great offensive players in the history of football right there.
And the crowd loves what he has done for the Packers, but more importantly, Max, it's at the 35, and it's a first down for the Green Bay Packers.
You know, a little more lead on that ball, Jim. He goes all the way because he had him beat to the outside. If you notice the replay, he had to come back to the inside to catch the ball. More better, that's all right.
More
better pass, and he would have scored.
First down at the 35-yard line for the Packers. And the quarterback is Brett Favre. Single running back is Edgar Bennett. And the handoff goes to Bennett. He's trying to get to the outside on the right. Cuts up at the right time and gets about 4 yards on the play. Good cut on the play. And brought down by Kelly, the middle linebacker who came in with 80 tackles on the season. Max, we also wanted to say thanks to John Spaulding, who sent us up some wonderful pictures from 68 or 69. I mean, you and I don't look the same in those pictures as we did back in 68 or 69. We're going to take them home. They're wonderful pictures.
They
Thanks
really
a lot.
are. I really like your sideburns.
Yeah, I like it when you had hair. That's the part I really liked a lot. Second down and about 6 yards to go from the 31-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. No score in the ball game. They split a man left and one to the right, and a single running back in Darrell Thompson. Play action fake. They got a man open, and Chimura dropped the ball at the 30-yard line. Chimura coming out from the tight end position. Has those great hands, but that time the ball just hit him in the hands and dropped right down at the 30-yard line. That's too bad.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure he'd have got a lot of it, but I think he'd have
gotten 3 or 4.
He got 3 or 4 and made it a very short yardage situation. And, of course, we know as good as Chimero, we miss Jackie Harris.
Oh, yes. Mark Chimero has terrific hands, and that's one of the reasons he's on this club, because of those hands, but it's hard to catch anything today.
Yeah, this weather makes good hands average.
Third down and 5 yards to go at the 30-yard line of the Los Angeles Raiders. Brooks is in motion to the left, and back goes Favre to throw. Now he steps up over the middle, incomplete, intending it for Brooks, and they had a little crossing pattern. Darrell Thompson was wide open out in the left flat, but Favre ran out of time, Max. He didn't have any more time. He got knocked down on the play the way it was, and it becomes fourth down for the Packers.
Yeah, he threw a very bad pass. That's the kind he's been getting intercepted all year, and of course at this time it wouldn't have made much difference.
Now this is interesting. With the ball, this would be a 47-yard field goal, and they're bringing Brian Wagner in to punt the ball.
Everybody's playing field position, Jim. I think they're hoping somebody's going to cough this ball up down close to the other goal line, and that's where you'll get the edge.
All right, Wagner will do the punting. He wants to drop it inside the 10-yard line if he can. Brian Wagner standing back at the 45-yard line. Raiders have a lot of people. They're going to come hard, I think. Here's the snap of the ball and the kick by Wagner. He's just floating it up. The Packers are trying to get down there to cover it, and it bounced backwards, and it's knocked down to the 12-yard line by the Packers. Now, why did that man try to take it away from the Packers who covered?
That's Raider intimidation.
All right, we're going to get a timeout on the field back after this on the Packer Radio Network.
Is the anticipation
with your hostess?
Always wear bold green and gold from the Packer Pro Shop. And if it clashes with your host, you're at the wrong party. Look, if you're a Packer fan, dress like a fan with fashion from the Packer Pro Shop.
Call the all-new Packer Pro Shop and ask for your free Pro Shop catalog. The Packer Pro Shop. It's where the pros shop.
First down for the Los Angeles Raiders. The handoff goes to Nick Bell, and he's through to the 20-yard line out to about the 21. Hit and dropped by George Teague eventually with help on the play, but he gets 8 yards from the 13 out to the 21. That's the kind of running back to have in that kind of a situation. Just a big guy and clear a hole for him and let him pick up some running room straight up the field.
That's right. It's hard to grab some. You've noticed everybody on defense just about's got on gloves, and that you don't grab people quite as well, so you better get a shoulder in there.
Alexander Wright splits off to the left side. Tim Brown to the right for the L.A. Raiders. And the quarterback, Jeff Hostetler, on a quick hitter, gives it to Bell. He's trying to get to the outside. He's going to be dropped back at the 20-yard line for a loss of a yard. He may have fallen forward to about the 21. Good coverage quickly by Tony Bennett on that play that stopped it before it ever got started. And it becomes third down and about 2 yards to go for the LA Raiders.
Well, so for the Raiders, I don't believe they've made a first down, have they?
Yeah, they made one.
Oh, did
one
they make
first down in their second series. So it's going to be third down and about a yard to go with 3:06 remaining here in the first quarter of the game from Lambeau Field. Doesn't look like there are any empty seats, but I think the folks may be spread out a little more today. There will be some no-shows at this ballgame, but there are a lot of people who showed up. Third down and about 2 yards to go. Tim Brown goes in motion to the right side. Here's Hostetler back to throw it on third down. Hostetler looking, and he's caught. And
he dropped the ball.
He's going to be knocked down. They rule it a forward pass, and it's a sack back at the 15-yard line. Hostetler is sacked back at the 15-yard line. Is it Johnny Holland who gets credit or not? He couldn't get a man open. He was looking for a quick hitter, Max, and the man never got open.
Well, actually, it won't be a sack if they said his arm was in motion, Jim.
Well, they say it's incomplete forward pass. You're right. They'll bring it up to the 21.
I'll tell you,
right about that.
Again, he had plenty of time, Jim. He couldn't find anybody open.
He was throwing. I think the ball was knocked down, apparently, on the play.
Yeah, it was. I just saw the replay. He actually did throw the ball, and it was slapped right back at him.
Now, here's a tough job for Mike Pryor, who did such a terrific job last week down in Milwaukee. Catching the ball is a key factor today on punts. Here's a good snap to Gossett. Gossett with a low line drive. Now, this is a returnable kick. Ball is caught by Pryor at the 44. He slips and gets up to the 49 and gets to the 47-yard line of the Raiders. Good job by Mike Pryor to the 47. He slipped on his first step, but he got some yardage out of it. We'll take a break and be back after this on the Packer Radio Network. To you that today's Packer game is being brought to you by Midwest Express Airlines. Fly Midwest Express and get the best care in the air coast to coast. Well, Max, with 2:33 remaining in the first quarter, about the only thing that's happened here is we reversed field position, which now belongs to the Packers.
Yeah, and you don't want to lose that as long as you can help it. You know, from this position, you got a chance to get in scoring position, and
every score is going to be important.
That's right. It's not going to be 48-31. I can tell you that.
First down at the 47-yard line for the Packers in the territory of the Los Angeles Raiders. Split the two running backs. Here's Favre on a play-action fake. He wants to throw long. He's throwing down here for a Sterling Sharp. Overshot Sharp. Sharp trying to locate the ball. I don't think Sharp ever located the ball on that particular play, and there was pretty good coverage by Terry McDaniel, who had a better shot at it.
Yeah, they just took a shot that Sharp could get open there, Jim. He was double covered, short, long. Nobody was open, and Favre just let her go anyway.
Let's see. We got a fellow who walked by today. Doug, Linda, and Mike Warner say good luck to the UW Green Bay Phoenix women's basketball team as they start their conference schedule this Tuesday night. Okay. We'll wish them good luck as well. Nice team here in Green Bay. Here's Favre on second down. Now Favre pumping, throws a screen, and the screen man, Darrell Thompson, never got ready for it, and Favre again gets pushed down. They love to push him down. Nolan Harrison coming up the middle. Just kind of pushed him back on his heels. Was that Harrison? No, it wasn't Harrison. It was number 75, Howie Long. Howie said, I got you. I talked to Howie Monday night out in Los Angeles. He is a good friend of Frank Rakowski of the Milwaukee Bucks, and he was at the Bucks Los Angeles Clipper game. And I put in his mind it was going to be cold here, and I wanted him to think about it all week long, and he said that wouldn't bother him.
I'll tell you, a game of interest, Jim. Chicago leading Detroit 7-0 down there, where it's probably pretty cold also.
All right, it is going to be third down for the Packers. Third down and 10. Haven't moved the football on the first two downs. Here's Favre, straight back in the pocket. Favre looking. Now Favre up over the middle, incomplete. And he was intending it for Robert Brooks, but Brooks, for some reason or other, stopped. He was running a post pattern and stopped in the middle there, and the ball is incomplete. There was a misread between Brooks and the quarterback, Brett Favre. So nothing doing on that series by the Packers.
I'll tell you, so far the Packers' passing offense has just been erratic, to say the least. I don't know if Favre's having trouble throwing the ball or the receivers are not getting in the right place, but
he is 2 out of 9, and Hostetler's 2 out of 6. So apparently they're not going to be easy to complete today. Brian Wagner to kick, and Tim Brown is back deep for the Raiders, standing back at the 15-yard line. Waiting for the snap from center is Brian Wagner. Wagner waits and gets a good snap from center. No rush on him this time, and he's hanging this one up.
Oh,
and it didn't go anywhere.
He missed it.
It didn't go anywhere. Let's see where it bounces, and it goes sideways and goes out of bounds at the 26. Brian Wagner just trying to pop it up, and it goes out of bounds at the 26-yard line. And the Raiders will take over. This game being sponsored by your Wisconsin Arctic cat dealers, including Young America in Madison and Dave's Repair in Abbotsford. Well, that'll change the field position a little bit right there.
Yeah, I don't understand why a punter don't just kick it down there close to the sidelines and let it go out of bounds or something, and he kicked it nowhere.
By the way, Max, we do have a message here for two special listeners from Menominee, Wisconsin. They are at the game today and listening to our broadcast. I'll tell you about that in one play here. Hostetler with an I formation. Steve Smith is the up back for the Raiders on a first down play from the 25, and the handoff goes to the second man, Nick Bell. He slides to about the 29-yard line. Good lean forward by Nick Bell for a gain of about 4. Carl Kostiev has a question for Kelly Wilson. He would like to know if Kelly will marry him. Kelly is the daughter of one of the many state trooper friends of the Packers, Wayne Wilson. Now, I don't know whether I've ever given a marriage proposal on the air before, but I think that is one, isn't it? That's Carl Kostiev, isn't he asking Kelly Wilson to marry him?
I would have read that, but so far, 2 or 3 mine didn't work.
Second down and 6 for the LA Raiders. Make it second down and 7. Ball is at the 30-yard line. Jeff Hostetler. We're down to a minute 29 in the quarter. He's straight back in the pocket to throw. Looks. Now comes up over the middle. It is caught by Tim Brown, and he falls down at the 35. In on the coverage for the Packers is Jurkovic, who knocks him down at about the 35-yard line, but it'll be third down and a yard to go. How do we find out whether she says yes or not?
Well, we'll ask Mark Petticord from Cheesy Pizza. He's a guy that sends that message.
Okay.
Mark.
I'd hate to have seen her turning down right on the network lines here. Keogh Coleman is into the lineup, and Terrell Buckley goes out for the Packers on third down. And short yardage, 55 seconds to go in the quarter. Ball resting back at the 36-yard line for the Raiders. High formation. And again, it is Bell, the deep back for the Raiders. Man in motion to the near side, Ethan Horton. Here's the handoff to Bell. Bell is going to be, no, it's not Bell. It's on his feet to a first down at the 37-yard line. They changed the running back, and that running back was Napoleon McCallum. McCallum runs for a first down. They had a good shot at him, Max, but he gets it to the 38 and a first down for the Raiders.
I was going to say, it appeared they were going to get a shot at him behind the line of scrimmage, but Napoleon, with a little more speed, beat that block and got a first down.
I believe Hostetler is just going to let the clock run down. It's at 18 seconds left here in the first quarter. No score in the ball game. And neither one of these teams able to get off to that quick early start that they wanted. So Hostetler letting it run down, and he doesn't have to snap it. He's just going to let it go. So that'll be the end of the first quarter. And there is no score in the ball game between the Packers and the Los Angeles Raiders. We'll come back with quarter number 2 after this on the Packer Radio Network.
Won't you make it better? Make it right. Don't settle for less. Make it last all night. Make it a Bud Light.
There is no score in this ball game. Our Bud Packer payoff contestant in the second quarter, Pamela Griffin of Everbreeze Road in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Pamela, we hope you get a chance to win $620 today. In that first quarter, Hostetler 3 out of 7, Favre 2 out of 9. No turnovers in the ball game. Brown has caught all 3 of the passes that have been caught by the Raiders. At the 38-yard line, they have a first down, and Tim Brown splits off to the right side. 6 foot even, 195 in his 5th year from Notre Dame. First down for the Raiders, again out of the I formation for Los Angeles. Blocking back has been Steve Smith throughout most of this ball game. He has that running back who's right up behind him, about a half a yard behind it. Almost as if they're going to run in tandem on this play. Here's Hostetler back to throw. Hostetler going to go long down the sidelines. He's got the Rocket there, and he missed him. Rocket trying to clear Roland Mitchell, and George Teague trying to get over on the helping defense. That was just that fly pattern they'll throw about every 20th play or so, just trying to get a big play out of it. They threw it towards the Rocket Ishmael down the left side, but pretty good coverage on the play by the Packers. Even though Ishmael was out there, he went to the inside. The pass went outside.
That's right. Tough to throw that ball that far on a cold day. I don't think people realize it affects the quarterback throwing the ball, but actually Ishmael had him beat. If it had been a perfect pass, this game would have been a score.
Well, it's going to be hard to be perfect on most of the things that you try to do today. It's going to be very, very difficult to do that. So it will be a second down and 10 at the 38 for the Los Angeles Raiders. Bell is back into the backfield with Steve Smith, and here's Hostetler back to throw it on second down. Now he steps up. He fires the ball upfield. It is caught by the Rocket, and he's got a first down at the Packer 46-yard line. That's a good throw by Hostetler, and he just kept it long enough. He had such good protection that Rocket was able to find a little hole, and he hit him in that hole on the left side.
I think this frozen ground, Jim, really affects defensive linemen about as much as anybody, because in order to get off the ball and make penetration, you need good traction. And as a result, they've got no rush on Hostetler at all.
And the Raiders have a first down at the Packer 45-yard line. No score in the ball game between the Packers and the Raiders here in the second quarter. We have an I formation. Now Hostetler sends a man in motion to the far side of the field. That's the Rocket again. And here is the handoff. It goes up the middle and getting to the outside, but not getting away is Tyrone Montgomery. You'll recall Montgomery, and by the way, I think that was Jett who caught that last pass. If I may have misled you saying it was the Rocket, it was the Jet, James Jett. But that time it was Tyrone Montgomery, and you'll recall, Max, in that preseason game we had against these guys in Akron, Ohio, it was Montgomery who had a terrific game against the Packers. He was frightening with the speed once he got out in the open.
I'll tell you, there was one tackle away from that being a big play, Jim. Somebody reached out and grabbed him around the line of scrimmage. Nobody else was out there. That's kind of scary.
Second down and 8. Split the two running backs, Montgomery and Smith, this time in a pro set. On a second down from the 44-yard line. Man in motion. Well, he started to go in motion. Now Montgomery lines up to the left. Here come the Packers on a blitz, and they do get through. The ball is picked off by George Teague. Teague is at the 35 to the 40. He's at the 45 at midfield, cuts back inside to the 45 and down to the Raider 41-yard line. Teague, that was made possible by the rush by the Green Bay Packers. They put the pressure on, and that caused the overthrow.
I'll tell you, what a great opportunity for the Packers. First break of the game. Now you must capitalize.
And George Teague gets the first interception for him this season, I believe, isn't it? His first interception in the National Football League, and the Packers get a first down at the 41-yard line. And Teague's not going to give up that football. He wants to keep it. I don't believe they took a break in the play. I think we're going to go right on and play, and we will. We remind you that there is another pickoff, and that means Pick and Save donates another $100 to the MAC Fund. For every interception this season, Pick and Save donates $100 to the MAC Fund. First down at the 41-yard line for the Packers in the 41-yard line of the Los Angeles Raiders. Here's the handoff to the deep back. Darrell Thompson did nothing there. He is hit right at the 43-yard line and immediately driven backwards on the turf, and he is hit in that hole by big old number 94 for the Los Angeles Raiders. Who's big old number 94?
I don't know, but big old number 34. I mean, no, that was...
That was Smith? Anthony Smith, you're right. He is 6'3", 260 pounds in his third year from Arizona. I knew it was 94. I just couldn't find my card quickly enough. Loss of about 3 yards on the play, and the Raider defense, which allows only 280 yards a game, is functioning very well here today. So that's going to be second down and 14. Back at the 45-yard line. Here's Favre on a play-action fake. Now he looks for a quick slant to Sharp. Now he's in trouble, and down he goes at the 50-yard line, being chased down by Howie Long. He had a quick slant to Sharp. I'm not sure why he didn't throw it. He spun on a 360 turn, and Sharp was on a quick slant pattern, and he just did not release the ball. Again, they're obviously in a position where they don't want to make a mistake, and he may have thought the defender was too close on that play.
Well, so much for taking advantage of the break.
Third down and 20.
In reverse here, they've run 2 plays. They've lost 5 yards each time, and now they got 3rd and 20, which is really tough.
Third down and 20. Sharp goes to the right side. Brooks and Clayton are to the left. We also have Ron Lewis as a wide receiver. On the right side, a single running back for the Packers. The quarterback, Brett Favre, looking for a quick slant, and he threw it behind. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage, intended for Brooks, and the Packers got nothing out of that series at all, and will have to kick the ball from midfield.
Well, I'll tell you, what a series. They started off from the I formation where they line up a back about 7 or 8 yards deep. He didn't get halfway the line of scrimmage. And
that kind of reminded you of the series down on the goal line, didn't it?
I thought it was the same play. I thought it looked like the same play.
Back deep is Tim Brown. We got some scores we want to pass along to you to catch you up on what's happening. 7-7 Detroit and Chicago now. Brian Wagner back to do the kicking. And Wagner gets a good snap, and this time he hangs it up beautifully. See if the Packers can get out and cover it. And it is fair caught at the 10-yard line by Tim Brown. Caught at the 10-yard line, so it'll become a first down there for the Raiders. We'll take a break and be back after this on the Packer Radio Network.
If you're looking for a new job, keep...
We have 11:47 to go here in the first half of the ball game. No score. The Raiders have the ball at the 11-yard line. Want to remind you that today's game is brought to you by Senex Land O'Lakes. Come to a Senex Fuel Island today for a Jerry Radke limited edition wildlife mug. Only $1.99 with an 8-gallon gasoline purchase. You think we don't reach a wide spectrum of people? Ann Kathleen of Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, says hello to all of her uncles and a Happy New Year. She's age 4.
Age 4.
And wrote us a note.
From 95 to 4, we've had messages from.
First down at the 11-yard line for the Raiders. Split 2 men off left and right. Here is the handoff. Delayed.
He dropped the ball.
And a ball down around the 11-yard line. Who got it?
I think
Packers
the Raiders
don't say that they got it. The Raiders get it back. It was just dropped by Nick Bell. He just had the ball in his hands. Nobody hit him. It just came loose.
Yeah, the handoff was never completed, it looked like, and good opportunity by the Packers, but they couldn't find it.
And they get a yard out of the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11. See, there was the handoff, and it just came loose as he tried to make a little move to the outside, and it was recovered by the Raiders down at the 12-yard line. That's the first near turnover for the Raiders on the handoff. They got an intercepted pass on the previous series. 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders. Horton lines up to the right side. They haven't thrown to him yet. Teague is up playing that tight end on this particular formation. Here is Hostetler on 2nd down. Hostetler looking. Now wants to throw to the side, and it's caught by Nick Bell. He dropped it. And right up there was George Teague. You know what? Teague had that play totally smelled out. He knew what they were going to run from the formation. He looked at the tight end, and then he knew Nick Bell was coming on that little right flat. He was up there on both plays.
And made a big hit. I think that's why the ball, why he didn't catch the ball. Teague jarred it loose.
So it's 3rd down for the Raiders back at the 11-yard line. 3rd down and 9 to go. They got to be a little careful down in their own territory. This is a scoreless ball game, so neither team has taken much of a chance on any plays today. 3rd and 9, the Raiders. A single running back this time and 4 wide receivers. And back to pass goes Hostetler. He looks under trouble, and Yurkovich, he has Yurkovich on his back, and he's knocked down at the 6-yard line. John Yurkovich came inside, jumped on top of him. Hostetler was so strong, he walked 2 yards with him before they could wrestle him down.
It looked like a rodeo out there.
That's a sack for Mack, and money to the back punt compliments the Budweiser beer. Yurkovich is going to take a lot of kidding about that play right there, but he got there. Let's give him credit for getting there on the play.
And he was on his shoulders for a good second or so there, and Hostetler just hauled him. In fact, Hostetler grabbed him and was just going to haul him around a while.
He ain't heavy. He's my brother, right?
Now we need a little run back here by Mike Pryor.
Gossett back at the end zone, gets a good snap. Here they come. Can't quite get to it. This one is going to be caught by Mike Pryor at the 44-yard line, to the 40, to the 35, and down to the 33. The ball came loose. They may have ruled him down, though, on the play, but the Raiders say they got the ball.
I think the Raiders do have it, Jim. He fumbled.
Pryor was hit, but the officials have not said yet whose ball it is. I thought the officials were going to rule the ball down the way they were coming in. They came in so slowly on the play, and the Raiders say it's their ball, and the officials are trying to get everybody free so they can call and work on the play. Those officials who are on the far side, Max, were about to mark the ball down. So we'll see what they say on it. It's either the Raiders' ball or the Packers are going to get lucky. I'm sure it's the Raiders. No,
Yeah.
It's the Packer ball. It's the Packers' ball.
I don't think that...
No, now he changes it. First he said, now let's listen to him.
I saw the fumble, Jim.
Recovered by Los Angeles.
Well, the official first, when he turned, Max, he pointed in the wrong direction. He
Yeah.
ruled it to Packers' ball, and all the Packers jumped, and then
Watch this
he changed
replay.
it. Well, we're going to have to take a break. We'll be back after this word from your local station on the Packer Radio Network.
Now there's a fun and matchmaker in Wednesdays and Saturdays paper. You can place an anonymous ad free with your description and info.
Fumble by Mike Pryor at the 34-yard line. Took a long time, but they discussed it and said, yes, the ball did come free, and the Raiders have it at the 34-yard line, so they get themselves out of a default. The Packers would have had great field position. Pryor did the right thing, Max. He caught the ball and went straight up the field, getting as much as he could out of it, but in this cold weather, didn't hold on to the football.
Well, and everybody goes for the ball these days, Jim, and they took it away from him. Not a real decisive call by the officials. I don't think any of them saw it well enough to really be decisive, so they took a majority vote and said, well, what the heck. But here's the replay now. If you watch real close, you just can't see where the ball came out. But
first down at the 34-yard line for the Los Angeles Raiders. Man in motion to the near side is Alexander Wright. Here's the handoff to the second man through, and that's Napoleon McCallum, and he gets to about the 35. And that wasn't a very good handoff either, was it?
No, this ball is giving Hostetler a lot of problems out there.
By the way, there is an airplane flying overhead here at the stadium. It says, happy 60th birthday to Fuzzy Thurston, number 63. And he didn't know who did that, so we took credit for it, right?
That's right. I had that up there, but I got it backwards. I meant happy 63rd birthday, and Fuzzy was number 60.
The thing about it is they put up the number up there on his birthday, so he's down here with Akak trying to knock that thing down. A lot of flack up there for that airplane. Second down and about 9 at the 35. And again, Ethan Horton, the tight end, splits over to the right side. He has caught 40 passes this year. Got to watch out for him. Now Hostetler says, I need a timeout. Jeff Hostetler, as he was at the line of scrimmage, takes a timeout. That'll be his first timeout of this ball game. And we will take a timeout and take a break and be back after we pause for this. This is the Green Bay Packer Radio Network.
Insurance fraud is a serious problem, costing policyholders and their companies more than $18 billion last year. It involves everything from staged accidents to arson.
All ball game here from Lambeau Field with 9:19 remaining in the first half of the ball game. 0-0 between the Packers and the Los Angeles Raiders. Other scores, Atlanta and Cincinnati tied at 7-7. They are playing in the second quarter. Detroit and the Bears are tied at 7-7 in the second quarter. New England 10, Indianapolis nothing second quarter. New Orleans 9, Philadelphia nothing in the second quarter. Buffalo 10, the New York Jets 7. That's the second quarter score as well. Nothing on the Tampa Bay Denver game. That'll be a little bit later on. So it is going to be a second down and about 9 for the Raiders at their own 35. Hostetler is back to throw. Hostetler looking, now releases the ball upfield, and it's broken up. Nice breakup on the play by Leroy Butler. It was intended out here for number 88. That's Ethan Horton, and Butler got over, and the ball hung up a little bit, Max, and he was able to knock it down.
Good play by Butler, who anticipated there pretty good and got there just at the right time to keep him from catching it.
Hostetler actually was throwing the ball, Max, with people all around him. They are getting to him now a little bit, and he hung in that pocket. He's so strong that he can hang in the pocket. By the way, we need a wiper up here because the windows are starting to fog over in the booth. Maybe you ought to open the windows, right? Third down and 9 for the Raiders at their own 35. Here's Hostetler again. Hostetler straight back in the pocket. This time a little twist there, and they come after him.
That should be intercepted.
The middle. Leroy Butler dropped the ball at the 35-yard line. Butler, I think, got confused. Hostetler just threw it in the middle. Butler was over on the coverage on this side, tried to come back to the ball, and he had to dive at the ball, and the ball came out of his arms as he tried to catch it. That would have been a big turnover in field position right there.
Yeah, well, that should have been intercepted.
It should have.
No, he had plenty of time to adjust to the ball. He just kind of waited there and then leaped for it instead of just walking over and catching it. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, you're right. It just came off his hands. He tried an all-hands catch and trying then to bring it into his body and wasn't able to do that. So Gossett tries the kick again, but the Packers lost the field position. Mike Pryor is back again to return it for Green Bay. Pryor standing at the 25-yard line. 9:08 to go here in quarter number 2. Here's the kick. This another low line drive, and this one is away from Pryor over on the right side and out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. You're going to mark it at the 19. The Packers take over. Now, that's a big change in field position, isn't it? Timeout on the field with 9 minutes to go. We'll take a break and be back after we pause for this on the Packer Radio Network.
McDonald's wants to know, have you had your
identification? This is the Green Bay Packer Radio Network.
Catch Green Bay Packer football all season right here on Z100 and Sports Radio 1400. WBIZ AM and FM, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls.
Max, you just kind of sit here and hold your breath because this game's probably going to be won on an error by the other team.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, Jim. Neither team seems able to move the ball, so you're going to have to develop some field position either by a mistake or something to win this game.
First down at the 19-yard line. Here's Favre back to throw, and he's in trouble and knocked down at the 15-yard line, and the big old 74 gets in on him quickly, and no chance for Brett Favre to throw the ball. Obviously, that was Nolan Harrison again. Obviously, he is trying to be very conservative. He's not going to throw this ball into traffic, and that's caused a couple of these knockdowns.
Well, he only took a 2 or 3 yard drop, so meaning he was going to throw the ball early and nobody open, so he had to eat it. But, you know, so far their timing is grossly off.
Favre is 3 out of 10 for 38 yards and 2 sacks in the ball game so far. Still no score in it. At 8:39 to go here in quarter number 2. Split the 2 running backs now. Boy, this is where you'd love to have a running game. Here's Favre. He comes up the field. It is caught by Sterling Sharp. And Sharp is to about the 28, 29-yard line, close to a first down. Second catch of the day by Sterling Sharp. And just short of the first down, he juked his man, Max, and tried to come inside, but I think the poor footing kept him from really cutting and going.
And you could even see that time, Jim, that Sharp had trouble really controlling the ball when he first got there, and that's what that cold weather's doing to him out there.
So it's going to be third down and about a yard to go as we approach the 8-minute mark here of the second quarter. Clayton to the left side. That's 101 catches for Sterling Sharp. The two running backs are split, Edgar Bennett and Thompson, who goes in motion. Here's Favre. He's going to throw on short yardage, and it's knocked down, intended for Sterling Sharp, who wanted a holding call on the play. That was a 1-yard pass, Max, and that's, I think, tells you a little bit what they think about the running game today, that you can't do it.
Yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense, but maybe, and he threw the ball right into traffic.
Yeah,
that could have been an interception.
It was intended for Sterling Sharp at about the 30-yard line. He had a first down by about a half a yard. Tim Brown is back for the Raiders. Here's where you get a little worried when Tim Brown is on the return of some of these punts. So back to do the kicking, Brian Wagner. Tough to kick. The ball just shy of the 29. No rush on him. And this is a low line drive that Brown retreats, trying to get back to the 29. Does. He comes to the left side, wants to go outside, and he's going to be tripped up at the 34-yard line and down quickly to do that for the Green Bay Packers. And a nice play on the play by Jim Morrissey, the former Chicago Bear. So the Packers will take over. Defensively, they'll come out on the field, and the Raiders take over at the 33-yard line. Well, there are 4 ways to pick and save. Everyday low prices, advantage coupons, yellow tag specials, and now at participating stores, you can save even more with the Advantage Plus Savers Club. Pick and save, still the one low price leader. Well, we've got some guests in our booth today, Mike and Michelle Salenka, Gary Gunluck, and Sharon Hooverson of Madison, all from Pick and Save, right? Yeah, well, I'm glad I read that spot right there at the right time. Good for me. First down at the 33-yard line for the Raiders. Here is Hostetler back, rolling back, wants to throw to the left. Now looks up over the middle, now runs, and he can run. He's off to the right at the 30. Now he just dumps the ball and threw it away. That's a good play, and it is thrown out of bounds at about midfield. He just dumped it out of bounds. He could never find anybody open upfield among the players that he wanted to throw it to. So it's going to be second down and 10. Both these quarterbacks having real trouble. I think part of the problem is Max is setting up. He went left and set up, then he looked back to the right. By that time, everything had broken down on him.
I'm wondering why that both sides are having so much trouble finding open receivers. I don't know if the receivers are having trouble with the footing or what, but so far the quarterback just go back and start scrambling.
Alexander Wright goes to the left side, and split off to the right is Tim Brown on a second down and 10 at the 33 for the Raiders. Now the Packers put a lot of men right up on the line of scrimmage. Here goes Hostetler, and Reggie White puts pressure on him. And Reggie White is there, but he gets away. No, he's knocked down. He almost got away, but that man on the ground named Reggie White said, "No, you don't." And Reggie knocks him down at the 24-yard line. Reggie had him first, and he got away from that one because he's so strong. And Reggie never gave up on the play.
And that was a shoestring tackle, Jim. All he could reach the second time was just barely get him by the foot. Watch this. And there he gets him by 1 foot.
Money to the Mac Fund. Compliments of Budweiser beer on the sack by Reggie White of the Green Bay Packers. And for Reggie White now, that will give him a total of 11.5 sacks this season. Third down, the Raiders back at the 24-yard line. Here's Hostetler. Oh,
holding.
Man, Yurkovich was being held as he came through on the right side, and the official didn't throw the flag. I can't believe. And the ball was a screen that never got to the screen man.
I tell you, we saw he was dragging a guy along behind him who was holding onto his jersey, and the officials didn't see it.
Man alive. So it'll be fourth down. A good defensive stance by the Packers again, but you got to throw a flag on that guy. Yurkovich was just being pulled down by the guy, and he said, no, you're not going to pull me down. I'm going to take you with me. So, or I think it was. I can't tell for these fogged over windows exactly what that play was.
I think that's Mike Pryor back to return the punt.
Here's Gossett. Got a high snap. This is a line
this is a
drive.
run back. Should be a run back.
Pryor has to catch the ball at the 32. Now he reverses. Going to go to the left side. He gets tripped up. He's at the 31, and he's going to go down to the 32-yard line. What happened was he had to chase the ball so far. The momentum carried him away, and he never was able to turn it upfield. So the ball is going to be at the 33-yard line. And the Packers will have the ball. And again, the Raiders trying to be the intimidating factor. Danny Turk, a former University of Wisconsin player, says, I got the ball. And they said, no, Danny, you don't. They gave it to you after the ball was blown dead. So it'll be a first down at the 32-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. Well, Packer fans, after the game, stop by McDonald's and try the Burger of the Month. Each month, a different taste to challenge. This month's Burger of the Month, the Bacon Swiss Quarter Pounder. All right, first down for the Packers. At the 32-yard line, a single running back for Green Bay. Boy, you'd love to get a running game going. Here's a play-action handoff, and the running back never got started. Both Favre and Edgar Bennett stumbled, And he gets about a yard out of the play up to the 33.5, 34-yard line.
I think I mentioned earlier, Jim, as this game goes on, right in the middle of the field where there's not a lot of grass, it was probably freezing hard as a rock, and you saw both backs slip on that occasion.
We have 6:23 to go. How many punts have we had so far in the game, Jim? 10 total. 6 and 4 in favor of the Raiders. They have the most punts. They lead in. Is that like, will that be a statistic that will determine the game? Here is Favre back to throw. He comes up to the right side. It's caught by Bennett, and Bennett gets the first down at the 43-yard line out in the right flat. Edgar Bennett made a good catch, Max. That ball was behind him. He stopped and had to brace himself, catch the ball, and then turn to get the first down, and he does to the 43-yard line.
And that time, a good pass by Favre. In fact, the best pass he's thrown today, Jim, because he threw that back across the field right on target.
So the ball at the 43, and we're under 6 minutes to go on a scoreless first half of this ball game.
This might be the drive. The Packers are the only one they're going to get it into the end zone in this half, so that's what we got to do.
So Bennett splits off as a wingman on the right side now. We have Clayton and Sterling Sharp to the left, and this is going to be a pass because there's no back left. Thompson went in motion. They come up over the middle, and Eddie West tried to set himself, slipped and fell at midfield. Eddie tried to set and catch the ball, which was, I think, thrown slightly behind him. From our angle, I can't tell for sure, but I think it was probably behind him.
But again, you could see West's feet come out from under him there, Jim, which is not that uncommon for Eddie, but in that case it was.
So what's the best route to run this? Just a fly pattern? Is that the best route in a situation like this or not?
Well, no, I think post patterns and anything where you know where you're going to cut and the defensive guy does not know where you're going to cut, that's where you leave those guys hanging because they'll fall down.
So it is going to be 2nd down and 10 at the 43-yard line for the Packers. Boy, this is a tough day to play football, folks. I guarantee you that. Sterling Sharp goes in motion to the right. He's caught 2 today. Here's Favre on a handoff, gets it to Thompson, and Thompson gets to about the 44-yard line for only a gain of a yard. Darrell Thompson in the grasp of the Los Angeles Raiders, Winston Moss. He's played awfully well today. Winston, I believe, is their leading tackler of this season with 91 tackles. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 9 at the 44-yard line and 5:16 remaining here in the first half. By the way, I want to say hello to all of our friends from the Wisconsin Arctic Cat dealers who are here at the game today. Next week, we're going to announce the winner of the Arctic Cat Puma Deluxe Snowmobile. Isn't that nice of us? We invited them all here on the day when it's 0, right? Remember those games we played when it was 75? Couldn't invite you that day, folks. We had other commitments, but we're glad. Arctic Cat dealers ought to be all right. Here's Favre, comes up over the middle, just behind Sterling Sharp. He had McDaniel beaten, and had the ball been led a little bit better, Sharp had a big gainer for the Packers, but McDaniel got a hand on it and knocked it down. Oh, my goodness.
I can see the disappointment, Sharp, because had he been led a bit more, Jim, this would have been the big play of the half because he was definitely open. It was just thrown a little bit behind him.
So Brian Wagner will go back to do the punting for the Green Bay Packers. And he is standing back at the 29, the 30-yard line. Tim Brown getting exceedingly cold as we go along. Here's the kick by Wagner. This is a flopper. It bounces in front of Brown. He has to get away from it. It rolls for the Packers down to the 20, inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So it'll be taken at the 18-yard line with a first down. I want to remind you that the family of Budweiser Beers is proud of all of the friendships they've helped to make. So when they remind you to know when to say when, it is all in the name of friendship. We're going to take your telephone calls at halftime. We have the Mills Fleet Farm question of the week. We have stats, questions, calls, everything at halftime. So we hope that you'll join us for that at the halftime of the ball game today, which is 4 minutes and 41 seconds of playing time from now. Hostetler a little late in arriving out on the field for the Los Angeles Raiders. You notice we haven't said Oakland yet today. We must be getting used to it. Holland, by the way, is the Packer leading tackler with 119. George Kuntz out of the game today with injury with 104. So it is going to be a first down. Man in motion from the 18-yard line. Here's Hostetler back to throw. Fires it to the left wing. It is caught out there and down at about the 28 or 9-yard line is the wide receiver. That's the Rocket, isn't it? No, that's James Jett. Jett catches the ball on the far side of the field for the LA Raiders. I believe he's got a first down at the 30-yard line. Wait a minute, what are the officials doing? One of the officials comes running in.
So it's very close to a first. I think they're going to measure it.
Is that what they're doing? For a moment there, they had it up about the 30-yard line, then they move it back. So that stops the clock at 4:28 remaining in the first half of the game. That's a pretty good pass. One of the better passes thrown by Hostetler in the last couple of series. At this moment, he's 5 out of 16, and Favre is 5 out of 15.
I think that's...
well, I think that tells you what while we may say, well, Brett's not throwing it very well today, we also know he's not throwing it very well, which means that it's obviously difficult to throw.
Yeah, that's an indication of the weather with you when you're 5 for 15 and 5 for 16.
So it is going to be a first down for the Raiders at the 29-yard line in their own territory. Tim Brown splits off wide right. Horton is the tight end to the right side. They have an I formation. McCallum is the running back. Horton now lines up to the left side for the Raiders. Here's Hostetler, and the handoff given to McCallum, trying to get the corner, and he does get it for about a yard, pushed out of bounds at the 41. I think it's Tony Bennett who was over there. Somebody else also gave him a push and pushed him out of bounds after a gain of about a yard on the play. Pretty good bit of stringing the ball out by the Packers on that particular play.
Yeah, you look up here, the rushing, Jim, they've got now they have 18, 20 yards rushing.
Well, they don't rush it very much, to tell you the truth, about 92 yards a game.
And the Packers have 28 yards rushing. So
well, they don't rush it very much. No, I'll give you that total here in a minute.
They have 50 yards passing. The Packers have 59 yards passing.
Here is a second down at about 9. Hostetler back to throw with some pressure. Now dumps it up over the middle to the 34-yard line and immediately ripped down. Is that McCallum again who caught the ball?
I think it's Tim Brown, isn't it?
Bryce Pop is there on the play. Is it 81 or yeah, it is 81 Tim Brown. You're right. And he's knocked down at about the 34-yard line. The Packer rushing, you were asking about that, 98 yards a game. So neither one over 100 yards per game in rushing on the average this season.
I'll tell you, when you get down to these pennant races,
that's what you got to do.
Teams that can run the ball, just like Minnesota. Why did they win that game last week from the Packers? They ran the football.
All right, it's going to be third down at about 5 for the Raiders. Here's Hostetler rolling to his right. Now he slips as he tries to set up. And he's got him. And going to be dropped back at the 32-yard line for a sack. When he started to set up back and get in rhythm, I think his receiver also fell down. He had James Jett up here about midfield. He fell down and a slip by Hostetler, and that's what's happening to both of these quarterbacks.
That's right. And he had a stunt in the middle where Reggie and Pop were changing lanes of rushing, and they just put all kind of pressure on him.
Well, let's see who will get the credit. It looks
Jerkovic
to be
was the first man.
who is there, who made the play. So now it'll be a punt time again from the 31-yard line with 2:54 remaining here in the first half of the ball game.
Pop got credit for half that sack along with Jerkovic.
Here's a low end over-ender again, and Mike Pryor going to try to catch the ball. Great job. He caught it at the 28.
Go!
To the 40 and up sidelines 45 and out of bounds at the 48-yard line of the Raiders. Boy, did he do a good job. If he doesn't catch it, that ball is going to be all the way down to about the 10-yard line because it was a low line drive.
I'll tell you, Mike Pryor's been the best guy they've had back there this year, Jim. He knows how to catch that ball.
Well, number one since day one in Wisconsin, Chrysler Plymouth minivans, of course. Drive the safest minivans in the world, available only at the minivan store, your nearby Chrysler Plymouth dealer. So it's a first down at the 48-yard line. Here you are with another opportunity. Both teams have had some opportunities, but haven't been able to cash them in. We're still scoreless at 2:38 remaining here in the first half of the game. The Packers have 3 timeouts left, and the Raiders have 2. Looks like Favre has taken off that glove off the left hand. Here's Brett Favre on a first down play and a ride to the right to Thompson trying to get the corner. Thompson gets a little bit of room and gets upfield on his feet inside the 40 and down to about the 33-yard line. Boy, did he make a good cut and stay in bounds on the far side and runs out of bounds with 2.5 minutes to go. First down at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, biggest running play of the day by far. And as you said, Thompson, that time, once he got outside, he turned her up and got a 12-yard gain. And since we've opened this door, the fog has gone off the windows.
Hey, good idea. So it's going to, of course, we're starting to freeze too, but it's going to be a first down at the 33-yard line. Sterling Sharp to the right and Clayton to the left for the Packers. First down play from the 33-yard line. Here's Brett Favre, the quarterback, waiting for the snap from center. He takes a long time this time, rides, and the handoff goes to Thompson, gets a little bit of running room, gets to the 30-yard line. Tried to turn up into the hole, but the Raiders did a good job of filling that hole very quickly. And in on the play to make the tackle for the Los Angeles Raiders, the safety, Eddie Anderson, 7th-year player out of Fort Valley State. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left here in the first half of the game. Back after this word from your local station on the Packer Radio Network.
This year, why not make it easy on the big guy and me and get an all-American classic pool table for your family from Pool Man? They come in all sizes with slate tops, and Pool Man can install it for you. Plus, order a pool table before Christmas and receive your accessories free. Or how about having your old pool table recovered? And remember, pool table accessories make great gifts. Make it a family Christmas with a new pool table from Pool Man in the new Otter Point Plaza just off Highways 53 and 12 in Eau Claire.
We have 2 minutes left. The Packers still have 3 timeouts. They have a 2nd down and 7 at the 30-yard line of the Los Angeles Raiders. The Packers have threatened, but neither team has even tried a field goal in this ballgame. That is scoreless at the moment. And again, you get the feeling that somewhere along the line, somebody's going to have a freak play or so to score a touchdown, and you got to guard against that if you're the offense. You don't want to make any mistakes.
Well, you can't believe how big first score would be here today, Jim. I think Packers could score right now.
First, the 2nd down at the 30. Here's Favre back to throw. Good footing this time. Fires it up to Sterling Sharp at the 20 and to the 19 for a first down. Caught it in front of the defender over there on the left side for the Los Angeles Raiders, Derek Huskins. So it's down to the 19-yard line. That is number 3 of the day for Sterling Sharp and 102 on the season.
102 passes.
That is 3, isn't it, for Sharp, Jim? Okay, 102. And the record is 108. It's going to be a first down at the 19-yard line, 1:30 remaining for the Packers. It's the 19-yard line of the Raiders. The quarterback is Brett Favre. Here's Favre on a handoff. Bennett tries to get to the outside, didn't get the 20. Now he dives forward and gets a little more than that, maybe the 17 or 18-yard line. Pretty good play because he was stopped back behind the line. 1:14 to go, and the Packers use a timeout. With 1:12, they take the timeout and will stop the clock for 40 seconds here. And that will give us a chance to... Oh, Jim Palm, by the way, wants to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of his friends up in the big Powderhorn Mountain area of Michigan. Spent the week up there, huh? Did you get in a blizzard? A blizzard up in that area. A blizzard doesn't mean anything to the folks up in Upper Michigan. They don't worry about blizzards. That's the least of your worries, right? Well, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year, and I hope you've had a terrific holiday as we did at our house. It was really a great time. You did too, right?
Oh, boy.
Batman took over, did he?
Yeah, we had some fun at my house. I got run over by a Batmobile and got hit in the head with a...
Did Batwoman show up? That would be the question.
Well, these air guns that shoot those little soft little balls.
Yeah, right. I got Murph balls.
Nerf, that's what it is. I got peppered for 2 hours straight.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
I was the target. Dallas.
Bob and I said, if you bring us up with those, we'll pepper you as well. 2nd down and 9 at the 18-yard line. Sharp to the right. And it is Clayton split off to the left. Now split the 2 running backs for the Packers. Brett Favre, the quarterback, waiting. Here's Favre, play action fake. Looks, now rolls to the right. He can run. He's going to throw it upfield to Sharp at the 7. Sharp at the 5. Sharp! Did he get in or not?
No, 1-yard line.
No. I don't think that official could know, but the other one came over to help him. Good job, officials. Yeah, the one official got taken out on the play, and the other official saw where it went out. It's 1st and goal at the 1-yard line with 1:04 to go.
Well, come on, Sharp. They're not going to give it to you. Don't get a penalty. Sharp obviously thought he got the ball over the goal line, Jim, but it looked like he was standing on the line probably
well,
before
I'm going to look again, Max, because I thought he got in there, too, the way he surged forward. He made a great play, caught it at the 7, and then gave a little power move, and he tried to reach the ball over the goal with the right hand.
But you could see his feet was not the 2-yard line, is actually where he went out.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Now they split the 2 running backs. Here's where the Packers have had some real problems. Here's Favre on the handoff to Edgar Bennett. Touchdown. Edgar Bennett off the right tackle position. Right tackle and guard. Gets in to score for the Packers, and that is a big, big touchdown here in the first half.
Boy, I tell you, first score today means a lot, and that was a big one, and thanks to Sharp, they got her down there.
Brett Favre hitting that key pass to Sterling Sharp down at the 7-yard line. Sharp with his 4th catch of the day. And Edgar Bennett scores the touchdown for the Packers. He goes 1 yard, and it comes with 1 minute and 1 second to go here in the first half of the ballgame. Chris Jackie will try the extra point for the Packers, and that for Edgar Bennett is touchdown number 8. That's not a bad year, 8 touchdowns.
Oh, it isn't. Edgar Bennett, he's been their best man on the goal line and proved again as he got that big yard.
Try for the extra point by Chris Jackie. Now, even this play is difficult, and it's an important play. Right here by Chris Jackie and Brian Wagner. So Jackie, who just signed that extension to his contract this year, so he's a very happy man, I'm sure, during this Christmas season, waits for the snap. Brian Wagner to handle it, does handle it. Here's the kick, and it's a line drive, but it's good. And it's a 7-0 ball game, and that helps right there.
Oh, it does. Touchdown, too. Better than a field goal.
We'll find out what the distance was on the play. The touchdown drive was 48 yards in 5 plays. And again, Mike Pryor set it up with a pretty good return.
He did, and Sharp did most of the rest of it.
48 yards in 5 plays by the Packers to take a 7-0 lead in this ball game. Gosh, everything is so important on a day like today. I turned down the heat here, Max, and suddenly we're fogging up again. I got my daughter here, Ann, who's home for Christmas. She's taking care of this side of it. You need to bring Max or Dallas over here to take care of your side.
You can tell.
What good are kids if they can't help you out, right?
I don't put out enough heat to cause any steam here. I'm kind of embarrassed.
We'll take your telephone calls at halftime. Area code 414-799-1234. That will be the number to call. We'll also have the Mills Fleet Farm question of the week at halftime of this ball game. Packers come out with their kicking team. Chris Jackie to kick off. Back deep for the Los Angeles Raiders. On the far side of the field is the Rocket. Ishmael is standing on the far side, and on this side it's Willie Gault. I wouldn't want to get in a foot race with either one of these guys.
No, I wouldn't either, but the good news is Brett Favre getting his hands a little accustomed to. He's throwing that ball a lot better in that drive than he did early in the game, Jim.
Brett Favre is now 7 out of 17. Here's the kickoff by Chris Jackie. He's going to bounce this baby through, and it's taken at the 29 by the Raiders, and a running back delivered a blow at the 38-yard line, but they get good field position.
Well, that was that big old number 64, who was Todd Pete, a guard.
Boy, he hit somebody for the Packers as he came upfield. He didn't get a whole lot of steam going. Did you notice that? His speed was not the best in the world coming up the field there, but nonetheless,
I think
it's at the 38-yard line with 57 seconds to go and a half.
I don't think they liked that field position they just gave them with this much time.
No, I wouldn't think so. No, not at all. 7-0 ball game, however. 2 timeouts remaining for the Raiders, and they have good field position at the 38. Hostetler is the quarterback. He has a single running back behind him. He has 4 wide receivers, and he's back to throw on first down, and he dumps a little screen off to Nick Bell. Bell gets the ball, and the Packers have it at the 43. Again, he just dropped it. He had it in his hands, and it appears Doug Evans has come up with it for the Packers.
Boy, it just jumped right into Evans' arms, Jim, and a big opportunity for the Packers. 51 seconds to go to get a field goal or something
with
here.
2 timeouts left. Well, let's go for the down. Oh, there it is. That's what the crowd's saying. Everybody's picked up that old New Orleans saying, and that went to Philadelphia. Now it's all over.
What is it? What are they saying?
They're saying whoomp, W-H-O-M-P, whoomp. There it is. That's a song, isn't it? It's a rap song. You probably got that at home in your CDs. You just haven't played it lately.
Yeah, I carry a lot of those. Hey, by the way, somebody sent us a rap song about the Packers. I wonder if we ought to play that.
No, we shouldn't. First down at the 43. Eddie West is in motion to the right. Here goes Favre back to throw on first down, setting up a screen to Edgar Bennett. He's got men out in front of him. The 40, 35, 30, slips and goes down and gets to the 26-yard line. If he doesn't fall, he's going to get maybe the 20. The clock running at 39 seconds, and Brett Favre uses a timeout.
I'll tell you, perfect timing on that screen, Jim. The best-looking screen the Packers have had today. Got them in position.
But you know what? Favre was sitting back there saying, come on, fellas, get this thing set up, because it took forever for it to get formed. But then when it did form, it was perfect, and Bennett just lost his footing, trying to run hard and take a little angle down towards the middle of the field. And Edgar held onto the ball and gets it down to the 26-yard line.
Well, I just saw a replay, Jim. If he keeps his feet, he had a blocker down there. He might have made a cut to the right and gone all the way.
Well, the ball is down to the 26-yard line. I don't know whether he can kick a field goal from here or not, because that would be about a 43-yarder, and that might be difficult at this stage of the ballgame.
Well, 1st and 10. All they got to do is get a little closer here. I think they're still thinking touchdown.
Oh, I would do too, yes. They have 1 timeout remaining and 39 seconds left in the half. So you want to get it down as close as you can. You'd love to get it into the end zone, however. Packers lead 7-0. And certainly Nick Bell has had problems with holding on to the ball. He was out in the open. That was going to be a big play for them.
It really was. A great turnover for the Pack.
All right, at the 26-yard line, first down, and it appears at old 91, he's pointing to himself and said, I made a stupid mistake, Chester McLaughlin. And they're going to talk about this, but McLaughlin acted as if it was all his fault, didn't he?
Well, I don't know if he was pointing at the center or something that made a move.
Well, it looked to me like he was saying, oh, he hit his head saying, why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. But let's see. The officials got to get away from this group because they have a lot of problems with that. Now let's listen to what the official says. It's a big call right here. Offside against the Raiders. Well, because if he calls that illegal procedure, that 5 yards could be very, very important. But this 5 yards the other way is equally important.
Yeah, now number 91's very mad. He acted like he saw some movement, and he's still jawboning the official. But let's watch him there on the replay. Oh, that center pointed his arm, and he thought, but the center can do that. That's where he made a mistake.
All right, it's going to be 1st and 5 at the 21-yard line with 39 seconds remaining. Here's Brett Favre. Favre back to throw. Now he's in trouble. Now he's going to loft it upfield, intending it for Sharp, and it was not there. And I don't know whether he threw it away or not. He didn't do a very good job of it if he did, because the ball was in the field of play and very short of everybody. But the Raiders couldn't get to it down around the 5-yard line. I'm not sure what that play was. Are you?
Well, yeah, I think they were trying to hit Sharp on a corner pattern, but he was covered. And I tell you, it wouldn't be a bad idea to look at Clayton or some of those other receivers, because Sharp's carrying a big crowd with him.
Oh, he got everybody with him, doesn't he? 2nd down and 5 at the 21-yard line. This is an awfully important series right here for the Packers. They lead 7-0 in the game. Here is Brett Favre, the quarterback, straight back in the pocket. Favre just dumps it over the middle, dropped by Edgar Bennett. He had a few yards in front of him, and Favre gets dumped after the play, too. Raiders do that on a regular basis. I'd love to see that play on Favre to see whether or not that guy can stop or not, because they just like to knock the guy down. Here it comes again. Now Brett dumps it over there. Are you telling me they can't stop on that play?
Well, no, that was a deliberate push by Howie Long.
Come on, Mr. Referee, you got to blow the whistle on that. He just knocked him down long after the play was over. 3rd down and 5. Did he hear me or not? I don't think he heard me. 31 seconds remaining. You'd have to try the field goal if you don't get the 5 yards here. Here's Favre, the quarterback, waiting for the snap. Here's the handoff, and it goes to Darrell Thompson, and he gets inside the 20 to about the 19, but he didn't get a 1st down. It'll be 4th down, and the clock running at 22. They'll let it go down as far as it'll go, because they're going to kick the field goal, folks. It's 4th down and about 2. This will be a 36-yarder, but what they're letting happen right now is they're letting the clock run down so it becomes the last play of the half, and the Raiders don't want to stop the clock. This is such a big field goal try coming up here for Chris Jackie and the Packers. Now a timeout taken with 2 seconds left. 2 seconds left on the clock, and the Packers let that get down a little close, I thought.
Yeah.
You usually stop it at about 4 or 5. So they stop it with 2.
Well, this way they won't have to kick off again anyway.
I'll tell you what, I'd talk to that referee about that deliberate pushing on that last play by the Raiders, because they've been knocking Brett down a lot, and it appeared to be on positions where they can stop it. Maybe they're saying to the referee, you can't stop once you build up momentum here. Then you shouldn't put your hands out and knock the guy down, right?
You know, this is the first time we will have seen anybody try a field goal today on this particular turf. Even though the extra point a while ago, they're out there where that ground is a little bit slick, and I'd be interested.
Well, the extra point was a line drive, too.
I know it, and he fell down on one kickoff, so I hope that the footing is decent over there.
Well, what you ought to do is just take a blowtorch out there with you and soften up that whole area just before you kick.
Well, that wouldn't be...
That's not a bad idea,
They put fertilizer all over this field to create heat.
All right, here's the field goal try. This will be a 37-yarder by Chris Jackie. Under normal circumstances, not a problem. But there aren't any normal circumstances here. Brian Wagner's got a tough job. Now the Raiders decide they want to take a timeout. Well, the Raiders can do it one more time if they want to. The Packers don't have any timeouts left.
I've heard of icing somebody. Absolutely, that's what's happening today.
They're icing the kicker. You're right about that. You know, I wonder what keeps the kicker in this particular case from trying some practice kicks.
Well, it's
they
against
can't do
the
it
rules.
Well, could you come over here on the side? Let's just go over here on the side and kick some.
He was doing that immediately before coming on the field. But
I know he was, but I want to try some more. I want to get all charged up and ready to go here. Again, I'll repeat for you with 2 seconds to go and the Packers leading 7-0. This is such a big play right here.
Let me ask you something now. The Raiders have another timeout. At the end of this one, can they call another one?
Well, you know what? I don't know whether you can call 2 successive ones like that or not. They've already, there have been 2 in a row called. Here's the try for the field goal by Chris Jackie. They're not going to do it, but I don't know what the good the timeout does in the locker room for you. Do you?
No.
Wagner to hold. He gets the ball down. Not a good snap. The kick is on its way. The kick is no good. He missed it off to the right. You could see the ball just floated off to the right, and that's the end of the first half. Wagner did a good job of getting that ball down. It wasn't a good snap from center.
No, it wasn't. That's what caused the miss.
So it's still a 7-0 game, and that would have been a big, big series right there, but the Packers don't get it done. We'll begin our halftime programming now. It's 7-0 the Packers. We'll begin our halftime programming in 90 seconds after we pause for this on the Packer Radio Network.
When it comes to home mortgages, First Financial Bank is in a league of its own. First Financial's powerful lineup of fixed and adjustable rate mortgages boasts some of the best rates around. What's more, First Financial's expert loan officers are pros when it comes to helping you pick the mortgage that's best.
Just to reemphasize, Max McGee, this is Jim Irwin, by the way, just to reemphasize, if you had gotten that field goal and now you're going to get the kickoff here, you could really put some damage on the L.A. Raiders. The ball blows off the tee.
Well, as we said earlier, scoring first gives you a big edge. You keep that other team trying to do some things, and all you need is another mistake or two. This is not going to be a high-scoring football game, and that 7 looks mighty big, but 10 would have looked beautiful, wouldn't it?
Corey Harris on this near side for the Packers on the kickoff by the L.A. Raiders. This is a line drive and a solid kick that Marcus Wilson takes at the 3-yard line. Here comes Marcus up the left side to the 15, to the 20, and through a hole and out to about the 25. Good kickoff return by Marcus Wilson, and the fact that he held onto the ball. That's key right at the moment. You get the ball first down at the 25-yard line in your own territory, leading 7-0 in the ball game. And we'll remind you that Don Lamster of Greenfield, Wisconsin, is our Bud Packer payoff contestant. Here in the third quarter, he's already won a 48-quart Budweiser cooler. And if the Packers score from at least 62 yards away in a single play, he's got to call back within 6 minutes and 20 seconds at 414-799-1620 in order to win $620. High formation and a first down for the Packers. Now they split it into a pro set. Here's Favre. He's going to throw on first down. He comes up over the middle to Eddie West. Cut the ball, and he is on his feet. Now they're going to rule him down at the midfield stripe. Eddie made a great catch over the middle, and what a throw by Brett Favre, and a first down at midfield for the Packers.
Oh, what an opening volley, Jim. They caught him flat-footed there, and Eddie West made a great jump and leap and came down with a football.
Of course he jumped. You know he jumped.
You knew his feet
always jumps.
You knew his feet were going to come together there, but wow, what a great catch.
All right, that's the play that you run for Jackie Harris. And the Packers get a first down out to midfield on their first play of the second half.
That's called hitting the seams.
Now Sterling Sharp splits left, and Clayton to the right. Here is the ride and a handoff, and Darrell Thompson tries to turn it upfield, and he only got back to the line of scrimmage. That's all that he got out of it. Joe Kelly, the middle linebacker, made the tackle for the L.A. Raiders.
So
it'll be second down.
Jim, as that shadow creeps over that field, it's going to make it freeze that much quicker. The sun so far has kind of kept the field a little bit soft, but as you see that shadow, pretty soon it'll be hard as a rock.
You know what? It's really difficult to think of this ball game in terms of a real ball game, because the weather is just always in your thoughts, isn't it? On everything, the plays, on the way the players are feeling, on the people in the stands, all of that.
I guarantee you the players, that's uppermost in their mind is the weather.
It's going to be a second down and 10 for the Packers. Thompson got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was all. Here's Favre on a quick play, comes up over the middle to Sterling Sharp. Sterling with the first down at the 40, the 39-yard line. Sterling Sharp, same play that Tim Brown ran, and you talked about the Packers running it earlier. Now we got some pushing and shoving, and Doug Weidel is up there trying to help out his teammate. Frank Winters was involved with the shoving first. And so Doug Weidel tried to come up and help him out. Now, see, Weidel knows these guys. He played against them all those years. He's probably already mad before he came onto the field.
Well, I think the word is don't let these guys intimidate you, and the Packers are sure not doing that. They're, in fact, kind of kicking them in the you-know-what right now.
First down at the 39-yard line for the Packers. Now, here comes Mark Trubura into the lineup with 14 seconds. Got to hurry, fellas, and get this play off. You don't want to waste a timeout here. We're down to 9 seconds as they come to the line of scrimmage. This kind of a messed up play for the Packers right here. Here's the quarterback, Brett Favre, waiting for the snap, ride, and the handoff, and they give it to Darrell Thompson. He got 5 yards down to the 35. Well, it wasn't as messed up as I thought. Good play by Darrell. They just ran it off, slant play off to the left side, and they're going to mark it down at where? The 35? Gain of 4, second down and 6. They were lucky to get that play off and get it off as well executed as they did.
I'll tell you, I'd love to take it on your first possession down and score, Jim. But if you think it's cold now, get down about 17-0 in the fourth quarter, and you'll find it much, much colder for the losing team.
Second down and 5, make it 6 for the Packers at the 35 of the Raiders. We know how hard it is to kick a field goal. We saw that at the end of the first half. Here's Brett Favre, the quarterback. Favre on the ride, play action fake, rolls to the right. He's got Chimura out to the right, and Chimura at the 30, and leans forward, may have gotten a first down.
Very
Chimura did not elude the tackler on the far side. I thought if he could get away from him, he had a lot of room in front of him, but he did lean forward and got close to the first down about the 28-yard line.
Close enough for a measurement, and as you said, I thought maybe he might just leap over the guy.
I did too. For Chimura, I'm looking on my list, and that's his first catch. That's his first catch for the Packers in the regular season.
Well, he picked a good time.
He did do it, and I think he's got a first down, if you want to know the truth. They're going to spread the sticks and tell me whether I'm right or wrong, and I am right.
That's the eyes of an eagle.
That's 1 for 184 so far this season.
Look at New England beating Indianapolis 17-0.
You know what? We really haven't talked much about the other scores, have we? Because we're really more concerned about what's happening here. Let's catch up with everybody on all of those at our first opportunity.
Well, some good news. New Orleans is behind Philadelphia, and if they lose and the Packers win, of course, we got to win. That's all we care.
This is what we're worried about most of all, is winning here. First down for the Packers at the 28-yard line of the L.A. Raiders. Here's the quarterback, Brett Favre, and Favre on a handoff to Edgar Bennett, cuts up inside a block and gets maybe a yard down to the 27-yard line. It was a pretty good-looking play, but they just never were able to clear everybody out. And I think the man who was lying down on the ground, Nolan Harrison, might have messed that whole play up. So it's going to be second down. Let's call it 8 yards to go. What do we got on the scoreboard there, Jim, that we can catch up everybody on at this stage? Give me that New Orleans score.
Yeah, Philadelphia leading New Orleans 18-12. New England 17-0 over in Indianapolis, and Cincinnati over Atlanta 14-7, and Buffalo over New York 13-7.
What about Chicago and Detroit?
Those guys are still playing to a 10-7, Detroit leading.
All right, here is Favre, and the pitch goes back to Edgar Bennett. He goes up to a hole at the 30, and he couldn't get away at the 25, then down to about the 23-yard line. It looked like he had a lot of running room, and then somebody made a great tackle for the L.A. Raiders at about the 23-yard line.
Somebody tried to pick up a Raider, help him get up, and the Raider kicked at him. But took a little shot at him.
So it's going to be a third down and about 4 to go for the first down for the Packers. And again, you're looking at a 40-yard field goal if you don't get a first down here. But you got to try it. So let's get the ball in the first down territory and not have to worry about it, right? Clock is at 10-12 to go, because it's going to be hard to kick a field goal, folks. We've already found that out. Now a timeout. Mike Holmgren wants a timeout. Packers will take a timeout. And I believe so will we. Let's watch the officials to see whether or not we're going to take a timeout. And they are going to take a timeout. We'll take a break and be back after we pause for this. This is the Packer Radio Network.
Last year, over 1.5 million cars were stolen. The thieves who took those cars not only
4 for the Packers, almost 5 yards to go. We have 10:04 left here in the third quarter, a 7-0 Packer lead over the L.A. Raiders. And oh, by the way, it's 0.
0 degrees. You know,
that's what it was when the game started. I don't know whether it's warmed up or not at all. Do we have a thermometer anywhere that we can... Oh, Jim, why don't you go out there and stand? I noticed that when your nose gets about 3/4 red, that's about 0. No, we won't open the window. Thank you.
You know, in this situation, Jim, I think if you were picking key plays so far in the ball game, I think you're looking at one of the key plays here. First down here is really big, and getting yourself in position to win this game.
All right, here is the third down at about 4 for Brett Favre. Favre up under. Sterling Sharp comes in motion to this near side. Here's Favre back to throw it. Favre goes to the outside. It's caught by Sterling. Sterling gets away from the man at the 20, the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he is over the goal line for a touchdown for the Green Bay Packers. Sterling Sharp has scored. They threw it to him out in the flatbacks. They threw that play, if you recall, in the ball game down in Milwaukee, and he didn't get anything out of it. This time he gets a touchdown.
I'll tell you, you're looking at one of the great football players in the history of this game, Jim. Not many people could have turned that into a touchdown, but Sterling Sharp got by the initial guy and then ran over a couple of guys. What a play by Sterling.
So it covers how much, Jim, on that play? I think it was about 21 yards. 23 yards for the touchdown. That's a big touchdown right there with 9:56 to go here in the third quarter. Now the try for the extra point. And again, the extra points become important as well for the Packers in this ball game, because extra points could decide a ball game on a day like today. Low snap. Here's the kick. Good job by Brian Wagner. That's a bad snap. And he gets the ball down, and Jackie kicks it. It's 14-0, the Packers. Back after this on the Packer Radio Network.
To complete jobs you only want to do once, choose DAP products from Mills Fleet Farm. Protect and...
Sterling Sharp, his 6th catch of the day, It gives him 105 for the season. The National Football League record is 108, and it's held by Sterling Sharp. And this feels good to be up 14-0 in this ballgame.
And he most surely will go by that record with next week and the rest of this game, Jim.
Here is the kickoff. Got to be careful with these guys. Now, this is a short kick that's taken on the run by the Rocket. And the Rocket through a hole, still on his feet, trying to run at the 36. And Russell down at about the 37. Well, when you get the Rocket about a 10-yard head start, you've got some real problems trying to get the ball and get him knocked down.
Well, you really do. And, of course, kicking the ball any way you kick it today, Jim, it's hard to compress that football. They're just not going anywhere.
Let's see. We got Tom Wiesner here. Chris Wiesner is here. Tom Zerwanka and Debbie Zerwanka. They're all here from Roundy's. It's nice to have you all here. It's warm up here, isn't it? Yeah, right. Well, as soon as you get through here, you got to go outside. I'm sorry to have to tell you that. First down for the Raiders at the 36-yard line. Man in motion is Horton to the right side. Now he's going to line up on the right side and doesn't go in motion. Here's Hostetler on first down, back to throw it. They look at him. Here they come. Tony Bennett. Ball's free. And let's see who got it. It's still free out there. They're going to rule him down. The ball came loose. I don't know how they stopped the play because that ball was bouncing around.
Well, you can see
they got a hurt quarterback too. I can see Johnny Holland signaling to the sidelines to get somebody over here quick. Hostetler was knocked down on the play. That's another sack for Mack by the Packers. And Hostetler went down, Max, and everybody fell on top of him. That ball was loose, wasn't it? What was going on with that ball?
Well, I think they ruled him down before the ball came loose, but
I thought it came down loose when he went down. They may just have missed that, or I may have missed it. But he's down at the 29-yard line. They call it a fumble, and it's recovered by Los Angeles. I wonder why the ball was bouncing loose when they stopped the play if it was recovered by Los Angeles. Hostetler. Now, you understand the backup quarterback is Vince Evans, and Vince Evans is a tough cookie. Remember in that preseason game?
I hate to see him come in, Jim.
Oh, I do too.
He's the mad bomber, I'll tell you that. He throws a lot of bombs.
Well, he's thrown 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, been sacked 8 times. He can run, too. He's run 10 times for 47 yards.
Well, I tell you, it takes Superman on a day like today to come out here at 37 years old, I think he is. He's going to be awfully cold.
Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Green Bay Packer Radio Network.
This is Green Bay Packer football on Z100 and Sports Radio 1400. WBIZ Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls.
Want to remind you that while there is a break in the action, reach for an ice cold Coca-Cola. And congratulations to the Green Bay Packers on their 75th anniversary from Coca-Cola Classic. Always Wisconsin proud, always Packer proud, always Coca-Cola. I think, I don't know whether they've taken a timeout. Now they're going to take a timeout on the field because we got a real problem with Hostetler, I believe. We'll take a timeout and be back after this word from your local station on the Packer Radio Network.
When winter weather is at its worst, you're going to congratulate yourself for getting great savings on Goodyear all-weather tires. See your Chippewa Valley Goodyear dealers and save now on Goodyear Regatta, Invicta GL, and for your light truck, Wrangler AT tires. With Goodyear's road-grabbing tread underneath, you'll have confidence in Goodyear, whatever the weather. See your Chippewa Valley Goodyear dealers. OK Tire and Service Eau Claire, Bloomer Tire Center Bloomer, All Season Tire Company Eau Claire, and Mark.
It would only be a guess that it's an upper body injury for Jeff Hostetler because he's walking off under his own power, but he's not moving his shoulder, so he could have a separated shoulder or something like that.
I think anybody that's watched the Raiders this year and watched when Vince Evans has come in, every time he's come in, he has moved this ball club, so I think it's a little scary. He does like to throw the ball.
6'2", 215 pounds in his 14th year from USC, and he's got a gun. There is no question about his arm strength. So what you got to do is put some pressure on him now. He obviously is coming in dead cold in a ball game here that finds a 2nd down and 17 or so. Be a good time to pick him off. 14-0 the Packers. The clock running at 9:35 to go here in the 3rd quarter of the game. They split a man left and one to the right for the Raiders. Tim Brown is right against Terrell Buckley over here on the right wing. Vince Evans on first down is back to throw it. Here they come after him. He sets up a screen to the right, not a bad play. And it is Ricky Jordan up the sidelines, and Ricky Jordan with a big first down, and nobody's caught him yet, all the way down to the 37-yard line. How in the world did he get that far up the field on a simple little screen?
Well, Buckley didn't want to challenge him there, Jim, and made a poor tackle, but somebody should have been up in his face.
Well, he gets it all the way down to the 36-yard line. That's the longest screen that we've seen in a long time. They're going to mark it officially at the 37, and Evans has created a problem already, hasn't he?
I've yet to see Evans come in that he didn't ignite this ball club. This could be dangerous.
So it's at the 37-yard line, first down. Hofstadter on the sidelines, who were waiting for a report on him. They go with a man to the left in James Jett. He's the one you got to watch out for. He can just absolutely fly. And they have a man on the right, Tim Brown, and back to pass goes Evans again. Evans under pressure. Evans down back at the 48-yard line. That's Reggie. That's Reggie with the sack. That's his second of the day, and he loses about 10 yards on the play.
That's a big sack, too, Jim. It puts them back well out of field goal range, as well as the fact that Reggie is having a heck of a day.
Money to the back fund compliments of Budweiser. 5th sack of the day by the Green Bay Packers. So it is a second down and long for the Raiders. Back, they're going to mark it officially at the 47-yard line. Second down for the Packer defensive unit. It's played awfully well so far today. They've allowed the Raiders 54 total yards. They split 2 men off to the left this time, Brown and Jett. Ethan Horton is to the right. In the backfield, McCallum is with Ricky Jordan. All right, the Packers again. Here goes Vince Evans back to throw, and he gets good protection this time. Now he's going to run. This is where he's dangerous. He's out to the left side on the run and hit and drop back at the 45-yard line for a gain of about 2 yards, and somebody from the Packers put a shoulder in him and is slow in getting up on the far side of the field.
Yeah, Jerkovic was one of them, but he's not the one that's down.
It's a defensive back. I think it's a safety, if I'm guessing right. He went down and he hit him with his shoulder and knocked him solidly at the 44-yard line, a gain of about 3 yards on the play, and I still don't know who the player is. We're going to take a second look at it as Vince Evans danced around. Maybe I'll get a better look on the television screen, and I can tell you exactly who it was that came up and made the hit. There he comes right there. Might have been Teague. I couldn't tell for sure. He's up, whoever it is.
No, it's Bennett.
No, is it Bennett?
Sure, he's
Butler was over there, and I guess it is Leroy, or I guess it is Tony Bennett. We don't have many linebackers left. Come on, Tony. Get ready.
Well, we
Third down and about 16 or 17 to go for the Raiders at the Packer 45-yard line.
We don't have anybody else back there with a 0 in their number either.
You're right. And, I mean, if you're going to get logical about this, I'm getting a new partner. Yeah, we've worked together 15 years. It hasn't been logical yet. So all of a sudden now you want to be logical. All right, it's going to be a third down, and they're calling for Reggie to come after the quarterback, Vince Evans. Watching, he scrambles so well. Here's Evans, straight back in the pocket, and some pressure. Here comes Reggie. Oh, he got out of the pocket. He's at the 45. Oh, he's beyond the line of scrimmage. Throws the ball downfield.
Oh, he had it, but he dropped it.
Well, he was beyond the line of scrimmage. Max, doesn't make any difference.
Well,
it was intended for the Rocket, and it was there, but he was beyond the line of scrimmage, and so it will mean that they will lose the down and have to kick the ball away. It's fourth down anyway.
But what you saw there, Jim, is exactly what Evans brings to this team. He breaks, scrambles, and then gets one of those speedsters deep, and they had almost scored a TD there, but as you said, beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he wasn't much beyond it, but the flag was thrown at the 42-yard line. Let's listen to the official. Let's see if his mic's frozen.
Illegal forward pass. It's Los Angeles. 5 yards, lost it down.
So they'll lose 5 yards, and it will make it fourth down anyway. Mike Pryor goes back. Here's the key kick right now. With 7:25 remaining in the third quarter, the Packers up 14-0. What you don't want to do is make a mistake on offense. Isn't this interesting? You're in the front of the game, 14-0, and you don't want to make the mistake on offense. It's not so much the defense as it is making it on offense.
Well, I think the main thing, you just don't want to give them an easy touchdown. They'll be in pretty good shape. And another little good news, Philadelphia 24, New Orleans 12, and we know if New Orleans loses and the Packers win, they're in the playoffs.
All right, here is a man back to do the kicking. And it's a good snap for Gossett. Here is the kick, and he's lining this one to the right side, trying to hit the out-of-bounds marker, and he did, but I don't know whereabouts he hit it. They're moving up forward to about the 18-yard line. The Packers will take it with a first down at the 18-yard line, a timeout on the field, and the score, 14-0 in favor of the Packers. Back after this on the Packer Radio Network.
Time is a precious commodity. The busier you are, the more
and women, senior citizens, busy executives, college students, and athletes. There's only one Ginsana. No sugar, no caffeine. Ginsana is energizing America. For a free brochure, call 800-777-2000. 800-777-2000.
Well, we're still waiting for some kind of definitive word on Jeff Hostetler, who went down in the last series for the Raiders. And then Evans came in, Max, just as we talked about, and stirred things up, didn't he?
I tell you, he's a real dangerous in this situation, Jim, because his ability to scramble, he's got that big arm, and he's got those speedy guys, and that's, frankly, I believe the only way they could get back in this game is to get an easy, long touchdown.
Today's game is being brought to you by Mills Fleet Farm, now accepting MasterCard, Visa, and the Discover card. All right, now you don't want to make an error in a ball game. New England 31, Indianapolis nothing. Is that a right score?
Yeah, but Detroit and the Bears are tied 13 apiece.
Here is the ride by Brett Favre, and a handoff goes to Darrell Thompson to the 20, through the 20 out to about the 24. Now the ball was down. He lost the ball after he hit the ground and got it back, however, at the 24-yard line, a gain of about 6. It'll be second down for the Packers. The clock running at 7:06 to go here in the third quarter, and the Packers out in front 14-0. Brett Favre looking to the sidelines. I think we're going to see, much as we saw in San Diego, a very conservative approach to the game from this point on.
I'll tell you, I'd like to see another score
right,
or something before we go into our little shell.
So it's going to be a second down and 4 yards to go for the Packers. And they are at the 24-yard line in their own territory. That ball's slick today. You got to understand that. Here's the handoff to Darrell Thompson trying to get the corner again, and Darrell slips as he tried to plant and turn up. Now, if he doesn't slip, he's going to get a first down. But he goes down at the 26-yard line, keeps the clock running, however, at 6:25 to go in the third quarter. I may just give you time signals from now on because the clock is so important in this ball game today. Now it is third down. Brett Favre is 12 out of 24. Yes, Jim. They're talking about a possible concussion for Jeff Hostetler.
You know, a play that the Packers have not run today, and maybe this isn't the situation. They haven't run a draw play all day.
So it is going to be third down and about 4 for the Packers. Don't make it 2. I'm looking at the wrong sticks. Here's the drive and the handoff. And driving through and not getting the first down at the 28 is Darrell Thompson. They tried to force it up, and I think where the mark is, he's short of the first down by about a half a yard.
Oh, he's easily short there, and 3 runs and out of here.
It looked for a moment as if that play was opening up, but it never did open up enough to get him upfield. So it's going to be fourth down. The clock stopped at, well, it's still running at 5.5 minutes to go because they have not asked for a measurement. So the Packers will have to kick it. Packers will kick the ball away. Well, I'm getting good at this. I'm going to go work in a service station. I've cleaned this windshield so often here. I got good training. I knew that I need a job later on. You understand that? This won't last forever. Tim Brown is back deep. Here's a good snap to Brian Wagner. Here's the kick, and it's a wobbly end-over-end job. And Brown's going to call fair catch, and he catches it at the 39. Boy, that was a tough catch. Tim Brown with the catch at the 39-yard line. Today's game brought to you by Mills Fleet Farm and also by Budweiser. And there's a lot more Packer action to come. So sit back and open an ice cold Budweiser for that crisp, clean, classic taste that only comes from the king of beers. Notice that transition there that I had? I had already read that one before, so I just brought it in. Hello to Kyle Anderson in Sister Bay, Wisconsin, from his cousin Becky and Matt Peters from Stevens Point. They're the ones in the booth now. That'll be $2, please. All right, first down. Let's see, Don Peters and his wife Tina and Matt and Becky are all here. Have a good Christmas, folks. Good for you guys. First down at the 39. Vince Evans is the quarterback for the LA Raiders. Here's Evans and a quick pattern to the sidelines. It's caught by Tim Brown, and they push him out of bounds at about the 49. Good for a first down, however. Good play by Buckley. Don't let that guy get behind you. And he pushed him down. But that's what Evans is going to do, that quick rhythm pattern. Try to get the ball in the hands of his speed guys, and then you got to play him well. 4:55 left in the third quarter, 14-0 the Packers. Steve Smith goes out of the lineup for the Raiders. Clock is restarted. It is hard to kick a field goal today. And Evans needs 2 touchdowns to tie the ball game. Jordan is in there along with McCallum for the Raiders in the backfield. Horton is the tight end. They haven't thrown to him today. Here is Evans back to throw. Can't get to him. Too much time. Fires the ball upfield. It is caught. First down at the 36-yard line by James Jett. And then Jett drilled on the play by Roland Mitchell. But you got to get to Vince Evans quicker than that. Nobody could get through to him that time.
Well, again, as you said, Evans creates some activity. He's hard to sack, and then when he finds those people open, he hits them.
He has replaced Jeff Hostetler, who is out of there with a concussion, a possible concussion.
Much more mobility than Hostetler.
First down at the 37-yard line for Vince Evans and the Raiders. We need him to make a mistake, and he can do that. Here's Evans, straight back in the pocket. Now looks for a pump fake, fires it long downfield, intending it for Tim Brown. Intercepted by Terrell Buckley. No, they say he didn't hold it. I thought he had it, but he lost it when he hit the ground, Max.
Yeah, I thought he had it too, Jim. A tremendous effort by Buckley, who leaped up, got a hold of the end of the ball, but didn't come down with it.
It was a tough play, and he just couldn't hold it down there at the end line. Let's see whether or not he held it. The ball's coming right over his shoulder. And, boy, I don't know what that ball came loose when he hit the ground, Max, to tell you the truth. Watch it and see. Does he have control? No, it was sliding through. I see it.
Never had control.
It slid through on that second replay. You could see it there. Second down for the Raiders, but he had one-on-one again with Tim Brown down there. Second down to Raiders, and 10 yards to go from the 37-yard line. Here's Evans on the pitch to McCallum, trying to go to the left side, and he gets away from a tackler and brought down by Leroy Butler at the 29-yard line. Napoleon McCallum. Remember him out of Navy?
When did he get out of the Navy?
Well, he's been out, and he actually played with him during the course of his duty. 6'2", 225, now in his 5th year from the Naval Academy. Third down and about 2 yards to go. And you know, at this stage of the game for the Raiders, they're probably in 4-down territory in this ball game.
Well, I'm sure you're right. At down 14-0, I wouldn't even attempt a field goal, I don't think.
Buckley is into the lineup on this near side, and he is replacing Corey Harris on third down and about 2 yards to go for Vince Evans. Here's Evans. He's going to throw on third down. Evans looks. Now he's going to run, and he's caught from behind and brought down by Tony Bennett at the 31. Caught from behind and brought down at the 31-yard line by Tony Bennett. Now it's fourth down, but obviously, again, we're talking about 4-down territory.
What a big play by Bennett. They needed a sack right there, Jim, because even if it is 4-down territory, that's a pretty good little 4 yards they got to pick up now.
So it is fourth down. Is that a sack, Jim? Did they rule that a sack? It is a sack, the 6th one of the day by the Packers. More money to the back foot, and now a fourth down play at 2:50 remaining here in the third quarter. 14-0 the Packers, but it's fourth down. You need another big play right here. Jet to the left, 2 wide receivers to the right for the Raiders. Really, the pressure has to come up against Vince Evans. The Packers look like they're going to blitz. Here comes Evans. Here comes everybody. And Evans gets rid of the ball over the middle. Oh, incomplete. Oh, he was there. Jet had beaten him on one-to-one coverage with Sammy Walker, and the ball was just overthrown, and Jet didn't get to it. What a big play right there.
Oh, was it, Jim? That's the biggest play of the defensive play of the day. I thought maybe it was a catchable ball, but he didn't come down with it.
Sammy Walker was beaten on the play, but the pressure made him throw it a little long. The pressure, he just had to loft it up there and hope the Jet could run under it, and the Packers take over at the 30-yard line. Holy cow.
You do know you get single coverage when you blitz that many people, and that's what they had, and it was really the old post pattern, and you watch this pass. It was almost there.
Well, this Green Bay Packer broadcast is brought to you by Midwest Express Airlines. Midwest Express, the best care in the air, coast to coast. Well, we told you about this guy just scares you to death, doesn't he? Vince Evans. First down for the Packers at the 30-yard line. Here's a play-action fake by Brett Favre, rolling to the right. Fires it upfield, incomplete, intended it for Eddie West. Well, he had Tremura out about the 35-yard line and was unable to hit him.
That was that bootleg play that the Packers like a lot, and that time everything worked except they didn't catch it.
Well, it wasn't the best stone ball either.
No.
You know, it's going to be a hard catch for Eddie West to make that play for the Packers. Stop the clock at 2:26 to go here in the third quarter.
I think I gave a bad score a while ago, Jim. I said Detroit and Chicago is 13-13, but it's 13-14 in favor of Chicago.
Favor of 14, right?
I can't figure out how Chicago scored one more point. Have you?
Well, they just didn't give you the extra point on their touchdown. All right, here is Favre on a second down play, and the draw play to Darrell Thompson trying to get the corner. If he gets around it, he had some yardage, but he couldn't get around it. He's knocked down at the 32-yard line. That play didn't develop very quickly, and Big O 93 got over there for the Raiders and made the play for the Raiders, and that's Greg Townsend. He's a pretty good player. So it's third down and 8. Boy, you'd love to keep the ball a little while and get a drive going, but drives are hard to come by in this game.
Well, I'll tell you, the Packer defense has played a heck of a game today. They kept these guys off the board so far.
But Vince Evans has started to move the football, hasn't
he? He scares you.
All right, here is third down for the Packers and 8 yards to go for the first down. Third and 8. We have two receivers to the right. Back to pass goes Favre up in the middle. Oh, he intended it for Sharp, and he never saw the safety coming over. Fortunately, the ball was low, and the safety couldn't grab it. That appeared to be, who was that, 27 who was in on the ball for the L.A. Raiders?
No, it was Derek Hoskins, number 20.
Derek Hoskins, okay.
In fact, it hit him right in the hands about knee-high, and he just couldn't hang on to it. Thank goodness for cold weather.
Minute 39 remaining. The Packers have to kick it away. That's the second consecutive series in which they've failed to get a first down. So you got to do the kicking, and back is Tim Brown. You need good kicks. You need everything to work well. Here they come. Here comes the kick. And this is a low-line drive to Tim Brown. Oh, he has to
what
let
a
it go
roll.
past it.
Look at it roll.
Bounces at the 25 down to about the 23. It bounced at the 35, and Brown couldn't get to it. Now we got a fight going on. Look at this. Look at this. Shimura, and who is that up there for the Raiders? 51 for the Raiders. They were both bouncing into each other.
Aaron Wallace.
That's Aaron Wallace. So we have a minute 29 to go in the third quarter.
Well, I should have let that one go a while. I
That
like
would have been a good battle, wouldn't it?
I like Chimura.
How many rounds?
Third round knockout.
Third round, TKO or regular, you know, either way. But you know what? You always suspect the Raiders. I don't know whether they started that one or not, but their reputation is for starting it, so you always think it's their fault. Today's game brought to you by Elan. Give yourself some credit. Get to know your credit cards before you apply. Call Elan toll-free at 1-800-558-3424. Well, the defense for the Packers got to continue to play hard. Minute 29 to go here in the third quarter. 14-0 in favor of Green Bay. Boy, while we got a chance, Max, a big wish for all kinds of success for Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl in Saturday's game out at Pasadena.
Yeah, what a great opportunity for the state of Wisconsin and everybody with them in the Rose Bowl.
Here's Evans back to throw on first down. Vince Evans looks. Now it's breaking down. Now he loops it up short, and it is caught and immediately ripped down at about the 26-yard line is the Rocket. Rocket goes down at the 26. A gain of what? 3 or 4 on the play. Not a bad defensive play if you can hold that guy to just 3 or 4 yards.
Well, Evans looked at several people deep there before he ever got around to the Rocket, and so that was just a dump-off play.
1:03 left here in the quarter. This is the third quarter of the game. 14-0 the Packers.
This is the first time I've ever had windshield problems keeping the fog off so I could see the game.
Second down, and let's call it about 5 for the Raiders. Evans back to throw. Here comes Reggie, and he gets the ball off. It is caught by the Rocket. He's down at the 35 by Terrell Buckley the minute he caught it. Reggie was coming hard that time on Vince Evans, but couldn't get to it. It'll be a first down for the Raiders, and we're down to 36 seconds to go. They're at their own 35-yard line. And the officials say, yeah, it's a first down. Let's see whether or not they're going to get another playoff in this quarter. I think they are. They go back to the huddle now.
Did you feel more comfortable with Hostetler?
Oh, I did. I don't feel comfortable at all right now, to tell you the truth.
This Evans makes too many things happen.
Ball at the 35, first down for the Raiders. 14 seconds left in the quarter. Man in motion to the near side is Tim Brown. Here is Evans. He's going to go with a running play to McCallum, hitting the backfield. Got away from 2-3 men and drives still on his feet all the way out to the 44-yard line. What a heck of a run. That's the end of the third quarter. It'll be at the 44-yard line where we start the fourth quarter. We'll take a break and be back after this on the Packer Radio Network.
I'm always stocking my fridge with Coca-Cola Classic during the holidays so I can be Mr. Popular. I'm asking if anyone wants a nice cold Coca-Cola while I'm up.
We go to the fourth quarter of the game. Brett Tushas of Shorewood, Wisconsin is our Bud Packer payoff contestant for this fourth quarter. The Raiders have a second down and 1 at their own 44-yard line. You just have to keep turning them back. The Packers leading 14-0 in this ball game. Packers trying to get that 9th win of the season. That's the important one. And they are working hard at it right now. So we got 15 minutes in which to hold them off. And with Vince Evans out there again, it's not a comfortable position, is it?
No, it isn't. You know, if the Packers win today, no matter what happens, they still have to win next week in order to win the division, I think.
So it is going to be a second down at about a yard for the Raiders. Evans, the quarterback, has his 2 backfield men split. Now Ricky Jordan says, what do you call them? They switch at the line of scrimmage. Here's Evans. He's going to throw on second down. He's back. Now he's going to run, and he's going to run for the first down to about the 46-yard line. Just barely got it, but he got a first down for the Raiders. Evans, they looked downfield. They had double coverage, intending James Jett to be the receiver, and they had double coverage on him and George Teague and Roland Mitchell.
Oh, boy, I tell you, every time that He goes back there. It's kind of scary, isn't it? Because I think it's pretty obvious going into the fourth quarter without an easy one. I think the Packers could probably hold on here, Jim, but you hate to see them get an easy one, which is what could happen.
Well, they get another first down here. That's the key play right here. They send Jed over to the left side and Tim Brown to the right. They've got such power in their wide receivers. Here's Evans, and he's back in the pocket again. Oh, we're getting a double team on Tony Bennett, and the ball comes upfield, and it's incomplete. Thrown to the right side. Tony Bennett was getting held by 2 people on that play. Incomplete forward pass. It was intended for Ricky Jordan on the right side. It'll be second down to Raiders.
I'll tell you what happened there. Bennett was being blocked, and then McCallum coming out of the backfield added a little weight to it, and they just flattened Bennett. Really,
it's hardly fair, I don't think. But again, I'm watching, trying to see somebody get in, and the Raider offensive line is doing a good job right now.
They are. You know, that McCallum, 225 pounds. You know, I remember him in the Navy. He didn't seem like he was that big.
Well, he's grown since that time. They fed him better once he got out of the Navy.
Well, I thought he was a submarine pilot.
Second down. Here's Evans back to throw on second down. They chase him out of the pocket.
It's a screen.
And he sets a screen up, and it's knocked down at the 38-yard line.
And a fumble.
Tackle. Do the Packers have the ball? Apparently they do.
And they're going to give it to the
Leroy Butler goes to the touchdown. Is that a touchdown or not?
Well, they don't know whether to call it. Nobody wants to call anything.
The officials are going to confer. Let's see what they're going to do here. I thought he was tackled. Did he fumble, or did they get a touchdown? It is a touchdown for Leroy Butler. Holy cow on the fumble recovery. And the Packers go up 20-0.
Oh, what a play. I didn't even see it, Jim, but this may definitely bring back instant replay because I don't think one official on the field knew what happened.
I didn't
so
either. Butler was kind of standing around there for a minute or two after he got it. And it's now 20-0.
Well, who lateraled the ball to? I didn't see who picked up the ball. Was it White?
We're going to look again. I'm watching it on replay with everybody else here. He threw the ball upfield. It was caught. Then there was a fumble on the play. The ball came loose.
Reggie
had the ball, and then he started to run. He still has the ball. They don't stop him.
He was out of bounds.
Leroy gets the ball downfield. Don't tell me that. I don't want to know it. It's a touchdown.
I'm just telling you why instant replay is coming back, Jim, because Reggie was stepped out of bounds there, so really it wasn't a touchdown, but we'll take it.
Was that a big play or not?
Was that a big one? You're not kidding there.
All right, here is the try for extra point. I don't even know who caught the ball for the Raiders. Here's the extra point, and it's 21-0. A timeout. We'll take a break and be back after this on the Packer Radio Network.
Make it better, make it right. Settle for let's make it.
Explain to you exactly what happened on that last play.
Well, number one, it appeared maybe he was down, but he fumbled the ball. Reggie White picked it up.
We're going to look at it again, Max, to see where the pass goes to. Pass is caught by Ricky Jordan. Then the ball was loose, all right. Reggie White picks it up. He goes upfield. Now, is Reggie out of bounds? He was awfully close. I don't know whether he was or not, but it was awfully close. Anyway, it was Ricky Jordan who caught the ball and fumbled it.
Oh, what a play for the Pack.
21-0. Here is the line drive kickoff. It's caught short and dropped by the linebacker, and he falls on it on the 26-yard line. Not the linebacker. Thought it was 57, Joe Kelly, but instead it is 67, and that's Dan Turk who caught the ball and dropped on it. Danny from the University of Wisconsin. So the Raiders take over. Well, there was an error there, and that was going to be a play anyway. It was well played by the Packers. It was going to be 3rd and long for the Raiders. Okay, here's what it is. White had a 7-yard return. Lateral to Butler, who had 28. All right, so it's a 35-yard total. Butler made the hit and originally did it. Now what do we get? We got an injured player over here on this sideline for the Raiders. Is that Danny Turk or not? No, it's 64 who is hurt on this near side for the Raiders.
You know, Jim, there was an interesting statistic just put up on the television that since 1973, the Packers are the only team that hasn't made the playoffs. Did you know that?
I don't even want to think about it, if you don't mind. I should know that. I've been here all those.
I was going to say you were here
most of the time.
You got a short memory because you've been. No, I think that's interesting that the Packers are long overdue to get back in the playoffs.
Well, there are 4 ways to pick and save. Everyday low prices, Advantage coupons, yellow tag specials, and now at participating stores, you save even more with the Advantage Plus Savers Club. Pick and save, still the one low price leader. Well, here, let me just explain what has to happen today. The Packers have to win, and either the Saints, the Vikings, or Detroit has to lose, right?
That's right. And Detroit,
one of those three.
Detroit's now ahead 20-14. However, the Saints are losing the game. Where's that score? The Saints are losing the game 30-19 to Philadelphia.
Okay. But again, see, then the season certainly wouldn't end for you. You don't have a week's free because then you'd be playing for the divisional championship next week if you win. Now, we're not over, 13:50 remaining. But you like your position. Here's Evans back to throw. Evans on first down, comes up over the middle. It's caught by Tim Brown. Watch out. And Brown is pulled down at the 48-yard line. Boy, caught on the play by George Teague. And that's, again, what worries you about this quarterback, Vince Evans.
Vince is so much more explosive than Hostetler, Jim, because of those kind of plays. He likes to throw deep. He likes that post pattern, and he throws it well.
So it is going to be a first down at the 47-yard line for the Raiders. 13:24 on the clock running. That's what you want to keep going, that clock. So a first down for the Raiders. Steve Smith is in the backfield now, along with Napoleon McCallum for the Raiders. From the 46-yard line. Man in motion is Rocket to the right side. Here's Evans back to throw, and here they come after him, and he comes up over the middle. Intercepted! Wayne Simmons at the 38-yard line. What a play by Simmons. Simmons reaching up on a hard pass and picking that ball up.
That was a great catch, Jim. He leaped high in the air and brought it down, and that is a big play.
Wayne Simmons with the interception. And there's another pickoff, which means Pick and Save donates another $100 to the MAC Fund. For every interception this season, Pick and Save donates $100 to the MAC Fund. Timeout. Packers lead 21-0. Back after this from your local station on the Packer Radio Network. Well, the ball will be the Packers on the 40-yard line. Jim Palm, count up the number of turnovers by the Raiders now. It's going to turn out to be a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 turnovers by the Raiders. One of them directly to a touchdown. 21-0 in favor of the Packers. Sterling Sharp splits left. I think Sterling Sharp's touchdown catch probably is the big one of this ball game right at the moment. Here's the quarterback, Brett Favre. Favre up under, waiting for the snap from center. Favre on the ride and a handoff. Gives it to Edgar Bennett. Not much there. He gets back to the 40-yard line, and that's all. But they want the clock to continue running. It's at 12:55 to go in the ballgame. Brett is 12 out of 26, 173 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 sacks. Packers have been penalized 1 time today, Max, for a net of, 9 yards, Jim? Is that what it is up there on your board? And only 3 against the Raiders, who are the most penalized team in the NFL. Edgar Bennett goes out. Everybody's cold out there now for the Raiders, and some of the Packers even look a little cold, don't they?
Well, what's that? That shade is crept on the field now to where it's everybody's in the shade, and boy, that drops the temperature.
All right, second down and 10 for the Packers. Here's Favre, the quarterback. Favre on the ride. They're going to go straight up the middle to Darrell Thompson. Darrell Thompson at the 45, the 40, the 35. It's a race. The 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Darrell Thompson. Oh, big play for the kid from Minnesota. And that puts the Packers well out in front. It is 60 yards on the touchdown.
Well, easily the biggest and furthest run for Darrell Thompson all year, Jim, or all his career here at Green Bay. What a run.
So Darrell Thompson has scored for the Packers. And the crowd loves it. Darrell Thompson loves it. And we love it, too, up here with 12:07 to go. And the Packers are looking towards a playoff berth. Just need a little help now from somebody.
Well, and I think they're going to get it, Jim. This team is ready for the playoffs.
All right, the try for extra point by Chris Jackie. 12:07 left, 27-0 the Packers. And that is a big play. Now, it's 3 big plays in this ball game today, Max, under these weather conditions. Here's the try for extra point, and it looks like there was a lot of movement in the line, and we'll have to do it again. That drive, 60 yards in 2 plays. Thompson on the run. And that for Darrell, boy, that's good for him. He cut that ball straight up the middle, Max. Once he cleared that secondary, you can see how fast he can be.
And what he did, that's the longest rush of the season for the Packers, Jim. And what he really did is once he got through that hole, somebody had a great shot at him, and he broke that tackle, and then he outran him. He showed tremendous speed.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Tremendous speed.
They're going to move the ball back 5 yards. The Packers had illegal movement in the line, and Jackie will try from the 15-yard line this time. Chris Jackie, 12:07 left in the game. And the Packers are up 27-0. Ball is down. The kick is on the way. The kick is up, and it is good. And he keeps his string of consecutive extra points going, and it is 28-0. Timeout back after this on the Packer Radio Network.
McDonald's wants to know, have you had your burger?
Thompson, and that this game has been broken wide open with the Reggie White fumble recovery and the toss to Leroy Butler. Reggie ran 10 yards, then tossed it to Butler, who ran 25 yards to complete the 35-yard play, then a 60-yard run after the interception by Wayne Simmons. So you can see the Packers have immediately turned 2 turnovers into touchdowns, Max, and that's what we were talking about with this game.
Well, that's right, and fortunately the Packers got all the breaks, and they made all the breaks, Jim.
Here is the kickoff coming short at the 15-yard line. Oh, look at Willie Gault. Willie Gault goes to the sidelines and out of bounds at the Packer 45-yard line. I'll tell you what, it's a good thing the Packers have a big lead because they keep running these kickoffs back in great position, don't they?
They really do, and Willie Gault, boy, can he fly, and he's just one of the flyers they got here.
He's their old flyer, isn't he? It's now Detroit 24, Chicago 14, we're told.
I think there's only a minute 20 to go in that game, so you can look for Detroit and Green Bay next week.
To battle it out for the divisional title. And I'll bet you that Barry Sanders is going to try to be ready. Wait, we're not through here yet. Let's not. I don't want to count anything. Still 11:59 to go in this game. McCallum is out to the sidelines for the Raiders. Vince Evans, look, they got so much confusion there. Now they're going to bring the Rocket into the lineup. He doesn't even go to the huddle. And the tight end goes and tells him what the play is. First down for the Raiders. They got 3 seconds to snap it. Evans does. Here they come after him. Vince Evans is in a trap. Now he gets out of it, comes over the middle, and it is caught by Tim Brown down to the 30-yard line. See, Evans got a great arm. He gets it down to the 30-yard line. Brock comes out of the lineup, and the Packers bring in Don Davey to charge. Now, wait a minute. The Packers are a little confused by all of this. You got enough people out there or not? Packers are taking a lot of people out. How many people they got on the field? Enough or not?
3, 6, yeah, they got 11.
Here is Evans on a first down play from the 30. Evans fires the ball upfield short, intended it for James Jett, but he was well covered. That stops the clock at 11:28 to go. He's at the Packer 30-yard line. It seems like Evans, ever since he came in, has been in Packer territory.
He is dangerous, but when you look up at 28-0 and 11:28 to go, you got to feel a little comfortable.
Well, you feel better than they do. The other team, you feel at 28, you feel better than 0 does. He comes to the line of scrimmage. 11:28, clock stopped on that incomplete pass by the Raiders. And splitting off to the left side is the Rocket. He's going one-on-one with Sammy Walker over here. Is that Evans? Evans, he's got him. Back to pass the ball is Evans, and Evans gets it away and then threw the ball down. He intended it for Horton. Incomplete pass. He got away from the initial charge, then got knocked down by Bryce Pop after that and Yurkovich. But he got rid of the football. It'll be third down for the Raiders at the 30-yard line. He was almost trapped the first time, but he got away. They've been trapped 6 times today.
5,000 no-shows today, Jim.
No.
That's exactly what it is.
Hope they're all listening on the radio, wherever they are.
They are. They're home in front of a fire. Probably not as dumb as we think.
Maybe smarter than I thought. Okay. It's going to be a third down for the Raiders. Got to stop them here. Up 28-0 in the ball again. Here's Evans, straight back in the pocket. Here they come again. Evans now stepping up, fires it over the middle, incomplete. Intended it down for the 25-yard line, and that was Tim Brown at the 25. It's really interesting to me, Max, that they haven't gone longer more often than they have in this ball game. Now it's fourth down, the Raiders. Fourth and 10.
That's a final on the Bear game, Jim. Detroit has won that game, 20-14 final.
Give Detroit credit. You know, they just refuse to give up. So they basically lead the league by half a game right now over the Packers.
They won 2 key games since they went to Kramer, who's starting quarterback. Other than that route by Philadelphia, they won the other 2.
Here is Evans back to throw on fourth down. Evans fires the ball up short, and it's not to the first down. Great play by Doug Evans. Horton caught it, but he's short of the first down, and the Packers take over defensively.
Oh, big defensive play.
They have played so well, haven't they, all day long?
They really have, and look at the fans giving them that defensive standing ovation here.
So we'll stop the clock with 11:10 remaining in the ballgame. What we need the Packers to do is to move the ball upfield and eat up about 6 or 7 minutes of this clock and get this game over with. I want to remind you there are 4 ways to pick and save. Everyday low prices, advantage coupons, yellow tag specials, and now at participating stores, you save even more with the Advantage Plus Savers Club. Pick and save, it's still the one low price leader. Obviously, the one game we have to keep track of is the Philadelphia-New Orleans game, right? That's the one that's key right now. Because if they don't lose, then you have to deal 37-19 in favor of Philadelphia. But if New Orleans wins, then you have to deal with the Minnesota game tonight. And they are playing against Kansas City, isn't it, tonight? Yeah. So what you want to do is to have New Orleans lose this thing. Then we don't have to worry about the playoffs. Then you can totally concentrate on beating Detroit next week and know that the divisional title is yours if you win that game.
Well, New Orleans has to come back from an 18-point deficit with only a few minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Well, we don't think they're going to be able to do it. And we certainly don't think that we hope that the Raiders aren't going to be able to do it with 11:10 to go. It has been done, but not under these kind of circumstances very often. Remember, when you are having good times with good friends, drink responsibly because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. How's the window doing? You get a little more fog there, is it? I hope I got all of the notes, folks. If I didn't get your note on the air, it's just because I've been gone a lot, and the notes get scattered around a little bit, and I got 14 cases, and I tried to bring all of them today, but I don't know whether I did or not. Well, what do we got across the way? Somebody got his shirt off. Of course you did. Why did you not think that would happen before the day was over?
Oh, the group with their shirt off over there.
Yes, right. 4 of them.
Wow.
They need is there a psychiatrist in the office anywhere? We need your help. First down at the 24-yard line for the Packers. Brett Favre brings them to the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's one way to get a little TV time. They normally show
Here's
that.
Edgar Bennett. He just wedges out for a couple of yards to about the 26. The last time we wanted the Packers to run the clock back, what happened was they ran at 60 yards and didn't use up any time at all. But they got 7 points out of it.
Well, that's a pretty good clock eater when you add another 7 to it.
Yeah, that does eat a few minutes up, doesn't it? Chimura comes out of the ball game. Darrell Thompson comes back. They ran with 2 tight ends that time. Second down at 8 yards to go for the Packers. 10:44 left in this very cold game at Lambeau Field. And the Packers leading 28-0. Have 2 running backs. They are staggered now. Here's the handoff to Darrell Thompson. Oh, he lost the ball, but he managed to secure it just as he hit the line of scrimmage at about the 25-yard line. Did you see that ball come loose there?
I saw that.
That's not what we want, Darrell. He held on to it. Let's give him credit for that. The ball's at the 25, but it's a 3rd down and 8, and we still have 10:20 to go in this game. We just can't get that clock to run. The Raiders make 3 defensive changes.
I think one of the keys to the Packers' schedule this year, Jim, is against the AFC teams. They've beaten Denver, they've beat San Diego, they've beat this whole division.
They beat 3 decent teams in the West.
Right, and of course,
if they win this game,
Kansas City could have been a victory most easily, but it wasn't.
All right, it's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Packers. Here's Brett Favre. He wants to keep that ball. He swings it off to the right to Edgar Bennett. Bennett's trying to get upfield, and he can't do it. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 29-yard line. He tried to dive forward and stay in bounds, but by getting out of bounds, it stopped the clock with 9:48 to go. He didn't want to get out of bounds, but the official ruled he stepped out on the sidelines. So the Raiders send Tim Brown back again. They're going to get another try for Vince Evans. Evans has already thrown it 16 times, and he's only been in there about 3 series. He's 8 out of 16. Hostetler, who, by the way, has been taken to a hospital for observation, was 7 out of 18 before he left. But Evans already has 121 yards, and Hostetler had 56. The kick by Brian Wagner. Everything's got to just keep functioning for the Packers. Good snap from center. Good blocking. Here's the kick. Look at this driving kick. All the way back it goes to the 21-yard line. To the 20 goes Tim Brown. He comes to the right, and he's going to be hauled down at the 29-yard line. What an outstanding kick by Brian Wagner. 49 yards, and the Packers will go back out on defense. And a nice play by Brian Wagner. I want to remind you to name an all-star team that has only 3 players. Give up? Well, it's the McDonald's Extra Value Meal. 1 great sandwich, a large order of fries, and a medium soft drink. And at a price that's hard to beat. All right, it's at the 30-yard line. 9:20 to go. Wonder if somebody back at our originating station at TMJ can monitor the Philadelphia-New Orleans game and get us an update on exactly where it is so we can know when that game ends, because that's such a big, big thing right now. Ball is at the 30-yard line. Hope they were listening. Hope they do that. Max is monitoring the TV set.
Yeah,
First down at the 30 for the Raiders. Here is Evans, straight back in the pocket. Evans, and here comes Yurkovich, and John's got it. Now the ball is loose, and the Raiders fall on it back at the 12-yard line. Steve Smith falls on it there. Yurkovich gets the sack. He was there first. I don't think he ought to have to share that baby with anybody. Judd's having a lot of fun today.
He really is. And
another sack, by the way, and that's more money to the MAC Fund. 7th sack of the day for the Raiders.
There's one thing I can tell you from my cold weather experience. I've played in winning games and I've played in losing games in the cold weather.
And winning is more fun.
Well, when you're behind in a game like this, Jim, and it's out of reach, you're a lot colder than the guy on the other side of the bench that's winning. You can believe that.
He lost about 17 yards. It's 2nd down and 27 for the Raiders. And here is Evans back to throw on 2nd down. Here they come again. This one's a screen over the middle to Steve Smith. And Johnny Holland hits him along with some help from another Packer player. There comes a Raider offensive lineman up to throw kind of a cheap little block after Doug Evans and Johnny Holland had made the tackle. It's 3rd down, the Raiders. That wasn't a very... Steve Wisniewski came out and tried to dive into the pile and fortunately didn't hit anybody. 3rd down, 8:27 left in the game. 28-0 the Packers. It's 3rd down and about 16 to go. Here's Evans back to throw. Evans looks, fires the ball upfield, and it's short hop. The intended receiver was Jett, but it's short hopped him by Evans. Now it's 4th down, and they're going to have to kick it. So they get 3 plays and out. And that defense, boy, how do we award the whole defense Max the Most Valuable Player award?
I'll tell you, that interior, that defensive line today, Jim, they've all had I believe everybody up there has had a sack.
We had Bryce Pop a winner, I think. Bennett has played well. Jurkovich has played well. Gosh, I don't know anybody that hasn't played well today. It's going to be kicking time for the Raiders. And it's Jeff Gossett back to do the kicking. Man, I didn't think the Packers could dominate, but they took advantage of everything here today. And they're leading 28-0. Here's the kick. And this kick is a low line drive that's now floating to Mike Pryor at the 45. Pryor up the sidelines and out of bounds at the 46-yard line, rather, of the Raiders. Out at the 46. And the Packers take over with a 1st down and 8:09 remaining. 18th punt of the day in 0. Maybe we ought to play on January 9th here at home in cold weather. That'd be okay, wouldn't it?
Well, I think you're going to be.
Want to remind you to stop by your local 76 station and pick up a 76 Blaze Orange cap. Only $3.99 with an 8-gallon purchase. Visit any participating brand 76 dealer while the supplies last and go with the spirit. It's still 37-19, New Orleans trailing Philadelphia. Still waiting for a final score on that one. Ought to be close now at almost 3 o'clock. Most of the games end around 3 o'clock. Brett Favre with the 1st down at the 45-yard line officially of the L.A. Raiders, and Favre's going to throw the ball to Sterling Sharp. Sterling catches it at the 40. Sterling's got the 40-yard line, the 35, and then out of bounds, and pushed a little late down here on the sideline. They just wanted to get Sterling another catch.
I think you're right, Jim.
It's 7 for him. He needs 2 more, Max, and 2 more would tie the league record of 108.
Well, he's got next week also.
Let's just do it. Let's go ahead and do it now. Well, I'm having a good time with this. Got a 1st down down at the 27-yard line.
I guess it's nice to be in a position where you worry about records more than winning. The win is basically on the board.
The win is pretty well sewed up there with 7:53 to go. Throw it to him again. Come on. Here's Brett Favre with the 1st down play from the 27. Favre on the ride, and the handoff goes to Darrell Thompson. He cuts back to the 20. A gain of 7 by Darrell. Darrell's starting to pile up a few yards here now. Darrell has 102 yards. How about that? That 60-yarder helped out, didn't it?
Has he had a 100-yard day?
Yeah, I think he had one earlier. Had one earlier this season. So it is going to be a 2nd down and about 3, a gain of 7. The clock is the important thing. It's at 7:20. Hey, boy, Thompson came in at 485 on the season. Packers are applauding as they take out Sterling Sharp to the sideline. He comes over and gives a little slap on the bottom to the head coach. That's not a bad move. 2nd down and about 3 for the Packers. Somewhere in this fog, they're out there. Here's the handoff up the middle, and Edgar Bennett gets knocked right flat as he gets to about the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Nothing on the play. Clock is at 6:50 and running. 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go. You know what, Bex? I think we're going to make the playoffs. I really do. I've been waiting a long time.
Well, you just made it, unless a miracle happens over in over in New Orleans, which obviously I don't think it's going to happen. So we're in the playoffs. It's just a matter of whether we're a division winner.
We're not there till it's official. I can't go take your word for this, much as I want to. Let's get that final on Philadelphia, New Orleans, folks, back at TMJ. If you can get that to us, we'd really appreciate it. Here's the pitch back to Edgar Bennett. Cuts inside. Edgar is going to dive for the first down. Down to the 15-yard line. Nice play by Edgar Bennett. Bennett keeps the clock running and keeps the ball in the hands of the Packers. I'll tell you what, there were 54,000 brave souls who came out here today, and they never once gave up cheering for their Green Bay Packers.
And, you know, so few of them have gone home, even though it's...
Well, I mean, most of them are just kind of numb there. They're frozen. They can't get up.
You know, I ever thought if I ever had a deer that I really liked, I'd paint him orange. Nobody'd ever shoot him, right? I've never seen so many orange coats in my life.
First down at the 15-yard line. Here's the quarterback, Brett Favre, for the Packers. They're going to keep running it down, folks. One running back. I think it's going to go to Darrell. Here's the handoff to Darrell. Darrell hits the line of scrimmage, bounces off, goes to the right, hits the line of scrimmage again, and that's all. Well, at least he kept the clock running. Didn't gain anything out of it. It's at the 16-yard line. So the clock is down to 5:20 remaining in the ball game.
Well, this is when both sides would like to say, let's get this thing over with.
Is there a
and get
10-run
in the
rule?
house.
Is there a 10-run rule in this kind of game?
Let's get in the house before we get frostbite.
So the ball at the 16. 5:05 remaining in the game. And it's a second down for the Packers and 10. Second down and 10. Looks like one of the Greg Bloch is over here on the sidelines. Turned to talk to one of his coaches. All right, here is the ride and the handoff to Darrell Thompson. Oh, he got a little hole, couldn't get up through it. He's knocked down at the 15-yard line. No gain on the play, and the Raiders going to take a timeout. The Raiders take a timeout with 4:40 to go in the ball game. Raiders use their timeout. Now, come on, Art. I know there's such a thing as trying hard to win, but this is not really what we would expect to have happen here. So they do take a timeout. Well, next week, regardless of what happens here, we'll be with you from Detroit. And our broadcast time next week in that ball game from Detroit will be at 11 o'clock with the pregame programming, 11:35 for the coach of the Packers, Mike Holmgren, and then the kickoff is at 12 noon.
When is that, next week?
Yeah, next week in Detroit. Can you make that one?
Well, I'd like not to, but I'll be there.
Well, okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Is this a final or not? It's not a final. It's 37-25 now, Max.
Oh,
37-25 in favor of Philadelphia over New Orleans. 37-25. So that one's not over yet.
You know, remember way back at the beginning of the season, we said there's a good chance that Detroit and Green Bay will play for the championship in the last game, and that's exactly what's going to happen, Jeff.
Well, excuse me, didn't we go to this same situation last year?
Yeah, we got beat, too, by Minnesota.
Oh, well, I didn't want you to bring that up.
The good news is...
I mean, why was it important that you say that? I mean, just let me down easy.
I think everybody knew it, but in fact, the Packers played the flattest game they had ever played last year in that last game, and I was a little disappointed at that. But I don't anticipate that this year at all.
So it is going to be a third down for the Packers from the 16-yard line. Here's the quarterback, Brett Favre, and the ride and the handoff to Darrell Thompson, and Darrell gets a couple of yards to the 13-yard line. Now, I'd kick the field goal.
They're going to.
Well, the reason I kicked the field goal because Art Shell just took a timeout. So he's prolonging the game. You might as well take whatever's there on the football field. This is not rubbing it in or anything. This is just doing what the football game dictates you do. So he's going to kick the field goal here and give Chris Jackie a 30-yard try.
Yeah, I certainly don't even think you're rubbing it in here. Just put the icing on the cake, and when I say that, it's easy to do today.
Clock running at 4:08. They don't have to kick the ball until the 4-minute mark if they don't want to. In fact, they could go beyond 4 minutes. It's 4 minutes right now. Still got 6 minutes. Here's the ball, the high snap, and here's the kick by Chris Jackie. And no good. He missed that one. So Chris's numbers are falling a little bit. Signed that big contract, missed a couple of them. but Chris, we do understand. We do understand it. The ball will be taken over at the 20-yard line by the Raiders. Let's take 10 seconds now for station identification. This is the Green Bay Packer Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us for Green Bay Packer football on WBIZ AM and FM, Z100 and Sports Radio 1400. WBIZ, Eau Claire.
So we have 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go in this game. By the way, I want to take this opportunity to thank Dick Page for all of his help again here in Green Bay. He's been our kind of foundation all this time up here to take care of us over these past years, and we thank him again for a terrific job. All right, first down at the 20-yard line for the Raiders. They're going to run it this time to Ricky Jordan. He has a little crossbuck, and he comes up for about 2 yards, and Wayne Simmons and Reggie White fall on top of him. I'll tell you what, Reggie's played a pretty good ball game today, hasn't he?
He really has. Along with Jerkovic, that whole interior line, I think, had one of their best games of the season.
Yeah, just everybody. I don't know, did we name John as a most valuable player or not? Because he certainly deserves it today. I think I'll put him up in nomination. Here is Evans back to throw again, and Evans is sacked again. He is sacked by 3 people. You have to share that one. We throw. Reggie's got the ball. Reggie said, I'm in the end zone, folks. But you have to share that sack. Reggie slams it down. He said, wait a minute, I wanted to do a dance here. Reggie was in the end zone, and it's a sack all the way back to about the 16-yard line. It'll be third down. That's another sack, and that's 8 of them today for the Packers over the Raiders. 3:22 left.
You'll never guess who they're going to give that one to. Do they give out thirds?
Well, they got it. I don't know. There were 3 of them in on it. It's a third down and about 14 for the Raiders. For Vince Evans. Evans is getting tired of all of this, too. I can tell right now. Here goes Evans back to throw. Evans looks, sets up a middle screen to Ricky Jordan. Jordan trying to get to the outside, eludes one tackler, and is brought down at the 25-yard line. Jordan on the far side. They forced him to the outside. He didn't get the first down. He's about 4 yards shy. Now, if you're the Raiders, do you go on fourth down here or do you kick it?
No, they'll go this time. They're going to hit the 2-minute warning here in about 40 seconds, so there's no doubt they go on fourth down.
Well, they're down in the ball game 28-0. I really do like the Packers' position. Come on, New Orleans. Let's hurry and get that game over with.
The people are beginning to creep out of this game right now. Keep out of the ballpark.
All right, here is fourth down for the Raiders. Try is for Reggie. Back goes Vince to throw it. Evans going to throw it up over the middle. It's incomplete. The Packers take over. He intended it for Alexander Wright. I'll tell you what, you talk about a missing person. Alexander Wright hadn't even been thrown to all day long until that pass that I know of. So it is fourth down. It goes awry. The Packers take the ball. Crowd standing and cheering its defense. I'll tell you what, the most valuable player today might be Ray Rhodes.
Well, maybe
the defensive coordinator.
You know, he's a very quiet guy, but he very put together a great defensive unit here this year.
I don't think we are allowed to do that with the coaches, but if I had a vote, if I could do that, I would vote him as the most valuable player today because his defense has been totally dominant all day long. 186 yards.
I don't think anything wrong with Big John. I'll tell you, he's had a
you're right. You're right about that. Okay, it's a first down for the Packers at the Raider 25-yard line.
You know, whether you know it or not, Bryce Pop has been playing inside on passing now. You know, when there's 4 down, he's been one of the inside guys, and he's normally an outside guy, but he's filling in there, of course, for the injured.
This is a tough time for Darrell Thompson because they know he's going to get the ball, and they're just keying on him. They stop him for no gain on the play, and that'll send the clock to 2 minutes.
Look at Brett Favre, trying to keep warm. Everybody right now just trying to keep warm.
He's warmer than those guys in the white uniforms, I'll tell you that. 2-minute warning right here. 2-minute warning. We'll take a break and be back after we pause for this. This is the Packer Radio Network. Well, it's time now for the perfect finish, brought to you by McCloskey Wood Finishing Products. What's the perfect finish to this game? Folks, it's already been written. Just get it over with and get the Packers into the house with a win and then wait and see what happens with New Orleans and with Philadelphia. If the New Orleans Saints lose that ball game and the Packers win this one, then it's on to the playoffs. So that would be a perfect finish to this day and would give the Packers a chance to win the divisional title come next week. And for the perfect finish to your next project, start with McCloskey Wood Finishing Products. Indoors or out, McCloskey offers a complete selection of finishes, from clears and stains to varnishes and sealers. Put on a coat, and you'll see McCloskey products go on easy for tough protection with beautiful results. McCloskey Wood Finishing Products for the perfect finish to any wood project. Look for McCloskey Wood Finishing Products wherever you buy paint and wherever you buy paint supplies.
What happened?
Max, we're looking at, we just have been updated. We gave it 37-25. It's 37-26, and they are at the 2-minute warning in that New Orleans-Philadelphia game. So that's not over yet. But again, our people at our originating station, I thank you very much for this, guys, or gals, whoever might be doing it back there for us, for keeping track of that. That's most important here. And as soon as you get a final, let us know. And we'll see what we can do about celebrating. 2 minutes left, and it is second down and about 10 to go for the Packers. And now they bring in Edgar Bennett. Edgar, they know you're going to get the ball, too. Here's the handoff to Edgar Bennett. He's going to try to get the corner. He breaks one tackle and gets about 3 or 4 yards out of it, down to the 21. I don't think Darrell didn't lose any yardage, did he? He's still over 100. 106 is what we have for Darrell Thompson. Darrell comes back with a third down and about 6 yards to go, 1:42 left. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't run it on fourth down here in this situation, because you already tried the field goals. They just aren't going to go today. So we don't need to practice anymore on those.
Yeah, I think that this clock is not going to be stopped between now and when this game is over, because nobody wants it to stop.
This is the last game we're going to play this year, folks. But we got some more in '94, and they come up on January 2nd with the next one. Here's the pitch back to Edgar Bennett. He tries to circle to the right. Now he cuts upfield. Now he spins. Now he gets close to a first down about the 17-yard line. 1:09 to go, and it's fourth down for the Packers. And they're going to go for it. Brett Favre just said, let's go for it.
Everybody at the office that has one for their last number wants them to kick a field goal. See, 31.
But those with 8 are perfectly content right here where it is, right? Fourth down and a yard. We're down to 50 seconds to go. Close to the 9th win of the season. That would be 2 consecutive 9-win seasons for Mike Holmgren, and another game to come to perhaps increase that total. So that's not bad as a rookie and a second-year coach, is it?
I'll tell you, this Packer organization, Jim, in the last couple of years have really brought this franchise alive.
Here's fourth down and a handoff to Darrell Thompson. He's going to lose yardage all the way back. He might have lost his 100-yard day right there. They're going to mark it back at the 30, the 22-yard line. So he lost about 5 or 6 yards, didn't he? On fourth down. 25 seconds to go. One snap ought to do it. And we'll see how they officially take away from him. He now has 20 carries, and it's for 101. So don't give him the ball anymore, because they're just sitting ducks out there at this stage of the game. 28-0. The Packers have the lead, and this is their third AFC victory against Western teams in the AFC. And what are they doing? They're going to run a defense back here. Just let them catch something and whatever they want and run it over. Here's a final score. It's Philadelphia 37, New Orleans 26. So we're about 25 seconds away from a playoff spot for the Green Bay Packers. A win for Philadelphia. All right, we're getting there. There's the snap of the ball, and it's all over. The playoffs are 18 seconds away for the Green Bay Packers. The Raiders want to go to the locker room, and the Packers have made it to the playoffs, and that's terrific. 11 seconds left. 9, 8. And now next week it's for the division against the Detroit Lions in Detroit. That's the way it ought to be. There, it's all over. Packers are in the playoffs. We'll come back in 1 minute and talk to you after this word from your local station on the Packer Radio Network.
In the past, the folks at Lee Marquardt Auto and Truck Center have offered area car buyers some outstanding savings events, but never before a sale this big. Never have so many new and used cars, trucks, and vans been assembled on their premises for a sales effort. Never have they reduced prices on every new Chevrolet and Geo, every new Toyota and Mazda in a selection this vast. It's never happened before, but it's happening tomorrow from 10 till 10. See the big ad in today's Eau Claire Leader Telegram and Chippewa Hill Telegram. Then shop phenomenal savings on over 150 new cars, over 145 new trucks, over 4